Hey everybody. Lately I've heard of something called systemic racism. Now I can't say if this is actually my first time hearing this or paying attention enough for this to pique my interest, but I started doing some research because I was curious. Like many people, my parents raised me to look past a person's skin color because we are worth more than that, right? Also, my parents raised me that if anyone works hard enough, we can all overcome anything. My parents simply wanted me to grow up, not be racist, and work hard. Well, these two concepts are the dumbed-down foundation for systemic racism, because sadly, if we all start at the same place and work equally hard, we all do not end up at the same place. With everything that's going on, I found out that looking past the color of someone's skin is simply not enough to just be not racist. All this does is continue what is already happening in the world and silently consenting to the mistreatment of others. What we need to be is anti-racist. This means standing up for and with, most importantly, anyone that is not being treated justly. For all our lives, Hazel and I thought we were doing great at not being a racist. But we can see now that all we've been doing is unwittingly continuing a system that is designed to keep anyone but white Americans from truly advancing. So we ask everyone to do something. Educate yourself and others. If you have a child or children, be the example for how you truly want them to be. Like many people have said, children pay the most attention when they shouldn't be. Donate your time to a cause that can and end racism. As Hazel and I's way of contributing to this cause, all of our merchandise royalties for the entire summer of 2020 are going to be donated to blacklivesmatter.com. So we invite you to do the same and support this cause, because now is the time. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into WLBQ 103.1, Central Florida's #1 station for smooth jazz. I'm your host, Detective Ben Malone, and tonight we welcome the guys from Guardian Downcast to sit with us and chill with some mellow grooves, right after this word from our sponsors. How was that?
You nailed it, dude.
Sick. Suck it, Hazel. Gator tells me you can now send him his Venmo wager.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Welcome to episode 47 of Guardian Downcast. We're a couple of dads that talk about all things in the Destiny universe, discuss other topics in gaming and entertainment, and interview content creators and community members to find out more about them. I'm your host, The Gator. And my co-host, Mr. Hazelnut, is off tonight. Him and his wife are celebrating their 10-year wedding anniversary, so congrats you two, Hazel and Tasha. Hope you two kids have fun tonight. Well, good deal. I'm very happy to introduce our special guest tonight. He's a father, a BMX rider and skater, host of the long-running podcast Barely ADS, a member of a punk pop band, Failed Astronauts, and an avid gamer. He also has a new BMX podcast out, Bad's Rad Dads. You can see his weekly podcast live on twitch.tv/barelyads and listen to his music at failedastronauts.bandcamp.com. Please welcome our friend, Mr. DetBenMalone. How you been, man?
Good. I mean, as good as we can be as right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, dude. Yeah.
But I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for having me on the show.
Dude, I'm pumped. I'm a little starstruck, so I'm a little nervous. You have to bear with me. You have to bear with me, man. I've listened to you guys for so long, so.
Thank you. It's always weird to me when people say that kind of stuff because, you know, I stopped to kind of a long time ago looking at like who listens, like how many listens and stuff like that we got, because it was just like really bad for a long time. So then it's always weird though, just people being like, oh, I've listened to you for so long, and you're like, dang, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, people come and say they're listening to our show. I'm like, damn, okay. I didn't know anybody listened. All right, so just a quick overview of tonight's show. First, we want to find out more about Mr. DetBenMalone, and we're going to see what's going on in his life. Then he's going to try his luck at our new and improved Fast Fire segment we call the Speed Run. I'm going to go over the TWAB this week and talk about the new season of The Redacted. And finally, we'll answer Twitter and Discord questions from our community and add 2 songs each from everyone here for our Guardian Downcast playlist on Spotify and now iTunes. Ready, Ben?
I am.
Let's do this. All right, Ben. I think it's a big understatement that it's been a really rough week. Anything you want to, before we get into it here, anything you want to start off with?
Yeah. I mean, our last episode of Barely ADS we didn't put out because we all kind of thought it was a bit disingenuous for us to talk about video games when, you know, everything that's happening. And I just want to I just wanted to address, I guess, that like we do take what's happening very seriously, and it's been very upsetting and also I think necessary. So I don't know. I just want everybody to really think about, you know, what's been happening in the world, and really, you know, make sure I guess it's weird. It's a situation where I feel like there's not a lot of fence sitting on this one. So I just urge everyone to kind of, you know, take stock of what's been going on and, you know, really do soul searching and make sure that we're all, you know, staying at least polite to each other. I know I've can kind of fly off the handle about some of the stuff because it does. It makes me angry. But
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I think that the last thing we need right now is to be at each other's throats, because this obviously, you know, it shouldn't be an issue that what is going on is wrong. So
yeah, we stated at the top of the show our opinion. So yeah, I just wanted you to get your 2 cents in because I did see that you guys blacked out your episode 175, and dude, kudos. I was impressed. That was very very symbolic. I loved it.
I mean, before we knew Blackout Tuesday was coming, we were just, because we record on Monday nights, I kind of sent a message and was like, guys, I can't do it tonight. And everyone kind of echoed the same sentiments where we all were like, no, we don't feel like it's right to do it. But we're here tonight, and this is like the first podcast I've done in like 3 weeks.
Well, good. You'll be nice and fresh tonight. Well, I got a lot of questions for you. So,
awesome.
What do you say we dive right in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, good. Well, you know what? Let's start at the beginning, dude. Where did you grow up?
So, my family is from Southern California, but not really. That's where we were all born.
Okay.
But we moved to Ohio when I was kindergarten.
Oh wow.
So I've been a Northeastern Ohio person, you know, die for Akron kind of thing for a long time. But recently I just moved to South Carolina. So it's been extremely awesome, by the way. Like no snow, and it's actually sunny like most of the time instead of never.
Yeah, I hear you.
The only thing is it's so damn hot.
Welcome to the Southeast. You're pretty much part of it. So.
Yeah. But just grew up in Ohio, and you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got you. Well, I saw in your bio that you're married, and you have a beautiful daughter, by the way.
Thank you.
How long have y'all been together?
I met my wife. Oh geez. It's like 4 years ago.
Okay.
So, actually, we had been together for about 9 months, and then broke up, got back together, and that is how my daughter was made.
I love it, man. That's awesome.
So, my daughter was born before we were married. And then we got married a little over 2 years ago.
Okay. Nice.
So, and then we also have a son, and my daughter's 3 and my son is 1.5.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
So
nice.
he's a riot. I love that little boy.
Oh, man. I know it's totally different when you have kids, man. Your whole life is just totally changed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to tell you guys that, but, well, let me ask you this. I mean, I know Xanafan 711, Steve, we interviewed him several months ago. Do you have any other siblings other than Steve?
Yeah. So Steve's my older brother, and then I have a brother, Pete, and he's 26.
So
I think
you're right in the middle then.
Yeah, I'm 31, so we're about evenly spaced out. Like Steve was a senior when I was a freshman, but I had gotten out of high school when my brother was a freshman, so I was like one more year.
That's pretty cool, man. Three brothers. Woo. Your poor parents, man.
My blessed parents.
Okay.
Much.
Okay. I got you.
They're blessed to have me, the best one.
Okay. Well, speaking of brothers, is there any brotherly rivalry stories from the past you might think of maybe?
See, it's weird because like, obviously when I was younger, me and Steve got into it, but my younger brother and I never really fought about anything because I don't know. Like I said, when I was younger, me and Steve would get into it, but I didn't remember what any of it was about.
Yeah.
Ever. But Steve and I we started hanging out like when I was in high school. Oh. So when he was a senior, like started hanging out. We used to go to the skate park together all the time, and would go when I was like in 8th grade. We would drive up to Cleveland and go see bands because he had like just gotten his license. So like we've been like hanging out for a long time.
Man, that is awesome. I wish I was that close to my brother. I mean, we're close today, but my brother's 2 years younger than me. I'm the oldest, and then I have a young sister who's 5 years younger than me. And
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we fought so much as kids. We destroyed my parents' house. I remember throwing him through drywall. I remember throwing him on a ping pong table and collapsing it. I mean, we've had some rough times as when we were young. That's why I was curious how you and Steve got along.
Well, I mean, there were definitely times when like I was young that I tried to punch him, but he was just like, at that time, when the difference between like a like 9-year-old and a 13-year-old is like a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was pretty easy for him to be like, yeah, you're just not going to hit me.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So by the time I could actually probably land a punch on him, we were cool.
Yeah. Yeah. As you get older, you just everything kind of comes into focus on what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got you, man. Good deal.
But I mean, yeah, we've, it's, I don't know. It's always weird because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't hang out with my siblings at all. They're like, they're whatever. And I'm just like, how? They're usually pretty similar to you, right?
Yeah. I mean, and when it comes down to it, your family's all you got, dude. I mean, that's the bottom line. So,
well, especially moving down to South Carolina, like in Ohio, I was a part of a pretty big group of people. Like I come from the music scene. So like, I mean, my wedding was like, damn, I'm trying to remember. It was like a ton of people were at my wedding, and they were all just people that I played shows with. There's probably more people with tattoos than people that didn't have them there, like for sure. And it was just like a really awesome, tight knit community. And then we moved down here, and I'm just like, don't know anybody. So I don't know. My life is like completely changed, like from where I was before I like became a father, and now like just a completely different life down here. But my family, I guess that was what I was trying to get at, is that like my family is all I do have down here. So it's great though. I really do. I love my family a lot.
So your parents, your brothers are all around you, huh? In South Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
we were in Ohio, and it was just kind of like it was me, my wife, and my 2 kids, and we're not really happy in Ohio, and we had talked about moving to South Carolina. And right when we were like, hey, I think we're going to do it, I got a better job that I actually really liked. And it was a weird thing because like a month later, my dad calls me. He's like, "Hey, I think I found you a job in South Carolina." And I was like, "All right, well," I was like, "How about this? Like, my wife and I are like, we'll pray about it. And if we came up with criteria that this job needed, as far as like how much I'm getting paid and all that kind of stuff, and we're like, if it meets all this criteria, then we'll do it. We'll move." And it was like exactly that. I was like, okay, I guess we're moving.
That had to be a scary decision, man. Pulling
Yeah.
the roots.
Well, it was time. Like I said, like I was involved in like a big party scene, and after having kids, that it changes you. You stop doing that, and it was just kind of everyone had started moving on. A lot of my friends had moved to different cities, and everybody was. I started seeing less and less people at the shows that I went to that I recognized, and I was like, I would like have my mother-in-law watch my daughter for the night, and my wife and I would go to one of the shows, and I would try and like party, and was just like, I don't even feel like doing this. I feel like gross now. So
oh man, that's awesome. I saw also in your bio that you were an audio engineer. Did you go to school for that?
Yeah, I went to Kent State Stark, which is Kent State. It's just not the main campus, but I have a degree in, I'm trying to remember exactly how it goes. A degree in audio and engineering with what is it called? Proficiency in audio recording and music production. It's a weird like title thing. But I went for 4 years, and it was really weird.
Well, that explains the perfect audio coming through right now.
of my Behringer interface that I have like such nice audio equipment, and I don't use it. I shouldn't say such nice. It's like, the stuff that people are like, I'm going to do a podcast, so I'm just going to buy the cheapest thing. Right. I bought like, I'm real serious about this kind of gear. But that was for like, I have like an 8-channel Focusrite something. I forget. I haven't used it in so long, but like I have like a bunch of stuff because we were recording like bands for a long time. Like, I don't know. There's like a bunch of wild stuff with school. So 4-year degree, and they make you take performance lessons. Like you have to take like guitar lessons basically. So you pick an instrument, and I picked guitar. I'd never taken a guitar lesson before. This is like 22, never taken a guitar lesson, but I played for like, I don't know, 10 years.
Wow.
So it completely changed the way I play guitar. It was awesome. My teacher, I'm like friends with him on Facebook still. He's a really cool guy. He taught me a lot about jazz, and I just like fell in love with the way that music sounds, which is kind of like the entire idea behind my band is just jazz chords, but you play them real fast with distortion.
Yeah.
But so like we had to do that. We had to take music theory. So I was reading music like all the time. And like mostly my school is not about recording music. It's like, that was one class I shouldn't say one class. I had to take 6 classes that were specifically about recording audio, and then 6 classes that were specifically about music production. But the other billion classes I took were like jazz theory, music theory, jazz improv, guitar lessons. At one point, to fulfill, like you had to do like a group ensemble. So you had to do choir for 2 years. I ended up doing it for like 3 because I hated doing the other option. It was just a lot of work. Choir is like, you don't have to practice, you just show up.
Right.
But the one time I didn't, me and the guy that played bass in my band and the guy that played guitar in my band, they didn't at the time, but me and those 2 guys and my friend Neil did an Enemies cover band essentially, and got college credit for it. And the teacher was my jazz teacher, the guy that I'm a big fan of. So Enemies is they're a math rock band that is instrumental, and like it's very heady music nerd stuff.
Right.
but it's so fun. Like it's really cool, and like it's a weird thing because I like, can't even listen to that band without getting a little misty because of just the memory. Like it was such an awesome time doing that.
Well, you kind of steered us in that direction. That was my next question. Is your pop punk band Failed Astronauts? How did all that get started? How long you guys been together?
Failed Astronauts was right when I started going to college. I hadn't met.
Wait a minute. What does Fluffy call it?
Dead Astronauts. It pretty much is now. I mean, we're like are so close to finishing our second record. It's like I have to do vocals on like 3 songs. And that's it. But I moved down here, so now it's like really difficult to like find a good spot to get a quality recording. Yeah. So basically anytime I visit Ohio, I just go record.
Nice.
But also I haven't been practicing singing in like a long time, so I don't get a lot of takes before I'm kind of gassed.
Wait, so that you're the vocals in that band?
Yeah.
Dude.
So actually the record that we put out, I played everything on that one except for the drums. It's okay. So that band started because I used to be in like a bunch of bands and I just kind of wanted to do something for myself. I knew like the Foo Fighters did it and a couple of other people, and I was like, I just want to try it. I want to give it a shot playing all the instruments, and I go to school for this. I have the equipment. Let's just do it. Because I would get irritated. I don't know. It sounds like a snobby thing, but I would just get irritated when I was in bands with people because I was like, I want you to do this really specific thing, and you have your own ideas, and like, I don't need you to be doing a freaking ripping solo right now. I need you to just play something basic because you're overcomplicating things.
Like every band I've ever heard has that same problem. Everybody has their own idea, right?
And I was just kind of like, I just want things to come out exactly the way that I want them to. So I've been Failed Astronauts. The funny thing is I've written probably like 30 songs for that band, but there's only, I think there's like 8 on the record.
Yeah, I think so. They're all good though, by the way. I listened to it in full this last week. And yeah, dude, the guitar work is just beautiful in that band.
So yeah, I was just writing music by myself, and then when it came to, I mean, that record was recorded like 5 years after we started, or I had started doing it, and like I had originally my friend's band, who was like a math rock band, just was my band with me because they were a 3-piece, so they had guitar, bass, and drums, and I was just friends with them, and I was like, hey guys, I want to play like some of my songs live. Can you learn like 2 of them? And they're like, yeah, sure. So that was my band for a while, and then I had like my best friend from back in Ohio was like the bass player, and like my buddy Scott, and I kind of like poached a drummer from another band. I ended up doing that a second time, like poaching another drummer. As a pro tip, if you're going to start a band, just go to like small local basement shows and just find a band that has a good drummer. And if you know that your music is good, just ask them to play.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. And then that was the final lineup is like my buddy Alex and my buddy Bill, and my buddy Drew. So Drew is like, Alex and Bill were like in my wedding. To say how much like I love those guys. They're really awesome. I met them in college. And then Drew was just like, I poached him from another band kind of, and it was is weird because both times I poached somebody from band, their band broke up like a few weeks later.
Kiss of death.
I'm a homewrecker as far as bands go.
I guess so, man.
I want your instrumentalist, give them to me.
I love it.
But we recorded it with like the second out of 3 lineups. Okay. And then we kind of played around, like we started like playing those songs live after the record came out with the guys that I have now, which is just really weird. Those songs were written. Oh shit. I'm trying to remember when I started going to college because it was a while ago.
It's like a blur, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah, maybe okay, if I was 22, it's 4 years after, like 2011, 2012.
Okay, all right.
So I wrote those songs like 8 years ago. They got recorded like I don't know, like 4 or 5 years after that. And that record hasn't even been out that long. And then the next record we're putting out though is like, so since I wrote all that stuff, like a lot of the Brick Thrower, that the first record that we put out, is like the actual recordings from the first time I wrote that song.
Really?
Because I would just sit down and write, and I'm just a weird, I wouldn't even say perfectionist. I just get annoyed because I'm trying to figure out like what it's actually going to sound like.
Right. They
were just meant to be demos. And like, when it came time to record, we just literally played that guitar signal back through an amp and just recorded it. And then had the guy who's playing drums for us at the time, we're like, okay, do the drums for these.
Well, the whole album sounds damn good, man. I mean,
I'm super excited because like the next album is going to be 10 times better. I feel like we wrote it as a full band, and like I respect the hell out of all the three guys that everyone that's been in the band I respect the hell out of, but like the three guys that have worked on this most recent record, we all wrote together and they write amazing stuff on their own. Like shout out to the other guitar player, Bill. He's in a band called Deep Sigh, and they just came out with a new record, and it's fantastic. Like, oh my God, it's so good.
Deep Sigh, I'll check that out.
And like all three of them are in another band. Oh gosh, I can't remember. It's Sonny Debro, I think, is the name of the song.
Oh, what a name!
But I can't remember what their band name is now. But
just
look
up Sonny Debro.
They started that band like once I moved down here because they just wanted to keep hanging out, and then the drummer's old guitar player from a different band like moved back to Ohio, and they were like, all right, let's start a band. Like I don't know, it's always weird because I'm kind of like a little upset that I'm not a part of it, but at the same time like very happy for those guys because they're doing great stuff. Yeah,
good friends, Matt. That's awesome. Well, hey, let me switch gears here. I know also one thing about you, that you're an avid gamer. You play a lot of games, dude. And can you think of your earliest gaming memory? When you first started playing your first game? Was it a console? Was it PC? And where did you go from there usually?
I think the first thing was Duck Hunt and like Mario.
Okay.
Weirdly, like I was born in '89, so like we're probably playing it in like '94.
Wow.
I'd imagine. I played video games like that, and then I don't know, like the 64 came out not too long after that, so we were playing a lot of like Diddy Kong Racing, GoldenEye, like Mario Kart, stuff like that, just like classics. And then when we got a computer, I started playing RTS games. So I played like Command and Conquer and StarCraft, and I mean before that we were playing like Wolfenstein and stuff.
And the computer games were a little bit ahead of consoles, weren't they, back then? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, but also like I feel like I was playing games like when we were playing Wolfenstein, I was like, now looking back on it, I'm like, there was definitely like way better games that were out at the time. Like why were we playing Wolfenstein?
God, I remember the graphics in Wolfenstein compared to the games they have out now.
Yeah, God, I tried to play Wolfenstein. I have a Retro Pi, like a little Raspberry Pi that I built into a box, and you can play old games on it. And I tried to play Wolfenstein. It's just atrociously bad.
I don't get that. These people. I mean, there's some games, when there was a switch flipped, and the games really became almost matched the arcades. They were really close. I love going back and playing those games, but the ones before that, like a first Atari games, I'm like, I've been there, done that. I just really don't want to play that kind of pixelated game anymore.
No, it's terrible.
You get spoiled.
I like pretty much hate old games now. I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to play that trash anymore. Look at these new games.
Exactly. That's exactly the way I feel. And all, the Nintendo is so strong on classic games, and I'm like, that's great and all, but I'm not a kid anymore. I want to play some realistic stuff. I want to see a head blow off. I want to see blood squirting everywhere,
I mean, honestly, like anybody who's like really into retro games, I challenge you. What is seriously a game on the Switch, like the Switch Retro console, that you're actually going to spend more than 20 minutes, maybe tops, playing? I
don't have a Switch, and my daughter's boyfriend brought his over, and I played Mario Kart and a couple other games, and I was like, yeah, it's fun, but I'm gonna go play Destiny now. It was okay. It was fun playing, racing around the track and stuff, but games have gotten so sophisticated now, man.
Oh yeah.
They can tap right into your dopamine centers. It's I don't know what it is. It's just they figured it all out.
So I played like a lot of Nintendo 64 and like I guess PS2 a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Like I played like a ton of Pro Skater, but
okay.
Not a lot other than that. Like Pro Skater and like GTA was like all I would play when I was in like middle school and high school and stuff like that. Because we're just outside like skating and just doing that and like playing music and stuff. So,
sure.
But it wasn't like when I got older, I was like 16 and I bought an Xbox 360 and like still just played like Tony Hawk games on it. And that was it. We didn't have high speed internet for a long time because where we lived was like out of all the carrier's range or something. So it was very terrible. But because of that, like later, like after high school, I started playing like Fallout, Mass Effect, Skyrim, like all these games. And I was like, this is what's up. Like that's when I like actually got into video games. So like weirdly, I didn't get into video games till I was like maybe 20.
Yeah.
Like I barely played.
Dude, I was oh gosh, this is really gonna make me old. I didn't play my first online game until I was like 36. Because there wasn't any online games until I mean, God, that really dates me, but yeah, I remember.
Man, solidarity. I didn't play an online game until I was like 22. I played at a friend's house, but I didn't have a console that could do it until I was like 22.
Yeah, once I did. Resistance 2 was my first big online game. We'd meet up with the same 4 or 5 people every night, and we'd just sit there and bullshit all night. Such good times, man. We played the story over and over again. There was nothing new, but it was just the fact we were shooting and shooties and looties, right?
Yeah. So I mean, other than like BattleNet stuff, like we played like Diablo online, but like parents always getting mad, tying up the phone line.
Oh, DSL.
But when I started playing, like Halo Reach was like the game. That was like the first online game. And I lived at the time with Steve in a doctor's office. So all of us had our own rooms in this doctor's office. Like one of the exam rooms would be your room. My room was the break room. I was the only room that had a window. And then it still had like the waiting room. And it had that massive waiting room couch that holds like 8 people on it.
Sure.
Like, it's ridiculous. So we had set up like 3 TVs in that room and a bunch of Xboxes, and always had like, at one point there's like 8 guys that lived there. So we just had people playing Reach nonstop. And like, I got like actually good at Reach for like a little while and didn't play like another online shooter until Destiny.
Did you guys do the infamous LAN parties? Did you have enough Xboxes to go around to do it, or?
Yeah, that was just mostly how we played because, like I said, we had like 2 Xboxes right next to each other with Reach and 8 controllers.
Sorry, I missed that part. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We were just like, it was awesome because we'd have 8 people in the same room playing.
That's awesome.
And all crowded around like 2 CRTs.
Yeah.
Because not because we, it was the times. It was just we didn't have money.
Sure.
We're still playing on CRTs.
You're like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go this way. Yeah, I know. I can imagine it. I can imagine it, man. Had to be a great time, though.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Lots of debauchery.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, let's fast forward a little bit. What is it? I mean, how did you first find Destiny? I mean, I know you've taken some time off. I'm not gonna drill down on that, but how did you come across Destiny, and what is it about the game that you like about it or not like?
So I started playing Destiny actually at launch. Like I had some friends that were playing the beta, and actually I was like, this game looks stupid. Just like I was like, you just run around this moon, just like grabbing like materials. It was just somebody farming mats. That's what I was watching the first time I saw it.
You're just watching the wrong person. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is dumb as hell. Like it was during the beta or alpha or something like that. And then the game came out, and I honestly don't remember why I even bought it, because I still had this mentality of this game sucks.
Right.
And I bought it, and I'm at my friend's house, and we were playing, and I was just playing it by myself, and they were like watching me. I had like another guy in the house was also playing it, but it was just like in college playing this game, and we're like playing it like a normal story shooter. Like we honestly thought it was like a Halo campaign.
Right. I was just gonna.
I was just like running through it, being like, yeah, this is like a Halo campaign, and then I got to Fogoth.
Oh yes.
That's the on the moon, right?
It's like the baddest ass boss ever. He's
he's
chained up, man. I mean, he's coming at you.
Yeah. So I got to Fogoth, and we were like, it was a strike, and like there's other people there, and I was like, oh my god, this game is sick. Yeah. And then I started getting like weapon drops that like were actually kind of meaningful. Which, shout out, my first drop was Galahorn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was my first exotic. So I had that for the entirety of Destiny when everyone was like,
oh my god.
I almost deleted it because I was like, oh, rocket launchers suck.
Dude, Xur sold it the first week for strange coins, but nobody had strange coins. So all we could do is just look at it.
No, I got it in a Crucible match.
Unbelievable. Wow, you're one of those guys. Everyone in the whole. When you remember in the Destiny 1 days, you would see everyone that got their loot at the end of the game, and I'm sure you heard a bunch of people cussing, going, "Look at this son of a bitch."
No, dude, I don't think they knew what it was yet. It was like day one. Like I got that thing like immediately.
Unbelievable.
I had no idea what an exotic was. Like that, I was just like, "What is this?"
Oh my god, dude.
I remember like getting some like awesome guns, like eventually going into PvP and being like, wait a second, like my gun is just better than that guy's gun.
It's awesome, man. Wolfpack
and
rounds.
Then I found out that you get like really good weapons from doing PvE, and you can take them into PvP. Yes. And I was like, well, I'm not good at PvP, so I can just like grind out the story, which I like doing, and then I'll just be better at the not story stuff.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with that game. Like I played like a lot, and we got to Vault of Glass, and I was just like, what in God's green earth is this?
It's amazing.
I had never raided, and my first raid was with all friends from college.
Oh, nice.
So like I knew all the guys there, and it was really cool. And then like I kind of like dropped off a little bit, and then they're like, hey, there's a new raid, you got to try it. There's this trick to kill it really fast. And we like totally pulled the LAN cable on Crota. It didn't beat Crota normally until Age of Triumph.
Right.
And like dropped off after that for a little while. And then when King's Fall came out, I was on that game. After King's Fall, I played Destiny pretty much every single day until long into Destiny 2.
Yeah, and then you hit year one Destiny 2 like everyone did, and they're like, what the fuck?
Like I loved Destiny 2 when it was super casual.
Yeah.
Because I was getting, we'd been playing Destiny for such a long time by that point, and I was just kind of like, oh, this is great because I can keep up with Destiny, and like I still have time to go play other stuff. I just log in like 2 or 3 nights a week,
right? Get
all my stuff done. I love this. And then they made it like really grindy, and the loot stopped being cool, and things just got so
safe.
I think it
got safe.
Yeah, it was so refined to where like nothing really stood out.
Yeah.
And I just kind of just like slowly stopped playing it, and for a while I came back like with each expansion, and then I just stopped buying the expansions. I think when they did the first like seasons thing.
Right.
No, I did the season of the Drifter and like when Gambit came out, because I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
But after that, I stopped doing them. What was the last Falls one?
You're talking about Forsaken. That was a game changer, man.
I did Forsaken like a lot.
Dude, Forsaken was a game changer. I thought it was better than Taken King.
And I play like, that's the thing is like, basically I'm on a schedule with Destiny now where when they do the fall releases, I'm all on board.
Right.
Like I've hop in with my character, get them leveled up, and play with everybody for probably like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then it's not, unfortunately, it's just like I think I've played the game for too long that don't have an interest in playing it all the time.
Destiny
anymore.
fatigue. I get it, man. I got to ask you though, when Forsaken first came out, when the Cade story and everything, when you looked at all those triumphs and shit, did you have a little panic attack like I did?
With the triumphs?
No, you look and there's all this shit to do, and it just hit me. I was like, when am I going to get all this done?
Oh yeah.
And like Arisen Phoenix says, all the flashies are all flashing at you, and you start freaking out.
I was working from home during that time, and I may or may not have not been working sometimes.
Hey, me too, brother. I'm with you, man. I know those days.
Yeah. So I actually I got a ton of stuff done.
Nice.
I mean, I loved playing. I especially love playing that game on PC.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, man.
I'm just a nerd for mouse and keyboard shooters now. I was playing Doom Eternal. Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, do I get it for console or PC? And I was like, that's a stupid question. 100% PC. A game that fast is so fun with mouse and keyboard. Which I'm I didn't start playing PC shooters until Destiny 2.
Right. It's so well optimized too. You can play it on a very, very little bit of hardware and still have a decent game, even compared to the high end consoles.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could get everyone to just try it and just see the light. Once they see the light, they'll go, this is a totally different game.
And a lot of people are just really nervous about mouse and keyboard, even the people that do play on PC. Right. And it's one of those things where I'm you just play through the campaign until you're comfortable, and then take it into PvP and get your butt whooped. But eventually you're going to be like, oh my God. I had that moment. I think it was helpful because aiming wise was just nailing headshots right off the bat, because the mouse is super easy to aim with.
Yeah.
But the left hand took me a long time. Gotcha. But now I have no problem with that. I love clacking around on that thing. I'm
still trying to work on it. I have carpal tunnel, so because of my job and I've just grown up on consoles, man. So I'm one of those console guys. I'm one of those controller guys. I use a PS4 controller, but we're going to talk about it in TWAB. There's some really good changes coming to controller.
I mean, do what you got to do. Playing the game. I mean,
the game is so optimized, and the game immediately recognizes when you go off mouse and keyboard onto a controller. I mean, it's instantaneous. And right then the game knows what's going on, and it's like you're playing console. There's really no difference.
I remember we were doing that raid that's in the city in Destiny 2.
Oh yeah. Scourge of the Past.
Yeah. So Scourge, the Sparrow part, I just had a controller on next to me while I was doing that, because I was like, okay, I'm running around on the Sparrow, use the controller.
Oh, that's so awesome, man.
It's just I hate driving stuff on a keyboard and mouse. It's terrible.
Yeah. Using little directional arrows is tough. Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, let's switch gears here. Let's go to the present day here. You have a thriving Discord. You and your brother you and your brother live stream on Twitch, and you have a YouTube channel. I'm curious, how did all this begin? Was this a Dad's Tales creation, or were you guys before Dad's Tales or DRP? Hit my mic again, damn it. How did you guys get this going?
So I had just started a new job. This is right when my wife told me that she was pregnant. So I'm trying to just remember the timing. I was listening to, I was playing a lot of Destiny. Rise of Iron was about to come out, which, by the way, I mark my life in video game releases. I'm okay, so what was about to come out at the time, or what just came out? Right. My daughter was born during my Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough.
Exactly.
My son was born during Red Dead.
I know, man. I can relate, man. Yeah.
But so I was just listening to podcasts because I had a job where I could use headphones. And this was the first time I'd ever done that. So I was just checking it out and trying to see what was out there. And I found the RNG cast.
Oh,
and okay. I listened to them for a long time. And then they had Stu on an episode. And I went over and I listened to Dad's Tales, and I was like, huh, I think I could do this better than these people.
That's awesome.
I mean, I legitimately I love Dad's Tales so much.
Those guys are great. I've interviewed almost all of them. I have one left.
And like, the reality is, it's much harder than you think it is.
Yeah,
there's so much weird stuff that you have to figure out, especially when you do it live. Yeah. Like using OBS to live stream, and I'd never done any capture stuff.
You guys are hardcore. I'm too afraid to jump into video. No way. Not now. Not yet.
It's fine. I love doing it live because you get all these weird mistakes and you have to try and recover. It's great.
Oh, jeez.
Just like playing music live. Although that's still terrifying to me.
Well, I can talk with you all night, but let's do a little speed round here. Not the speed run, just a speed round. And I got to start off with this question. Dude, what's up with the gamer tag?
DetBenMalone was an inside joke. We were talking about creating a comic about the loose cannon police department. And just hanging out with my friend Landon, and there's a radio show called Lanigan and Malone. So they're like Lanigan and Malone are your cop names. Deputy Dan Lanigan, Detective Ben Malone, and Deputy Daryl Rook.
God, I didn't even know about that.
So it's an inside joke from when I was 17.
That's awesome.
It's my Xbox gamer tag. I kept it.
You've had it ever since? Never changed it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, I got a PS4. It's I had a PS2, but they didn't have gamer tags. So when I got a PS4, I just did the same thing because I didn't know what to do.
And that one's probably not taken. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have it most places.
Right. All right. Next
Origins. I'm Dad Bod Malone.
Dad Bod Malone. Okay. Yeah, I remember those days. Okay, another question. Outside of gaming, what other hobbies do you have?
Music. I've been working on playing classical guitar because I don't have a band anymore, so solo guitar stuff.
Right.
And then riding my bike, riding my skateboard.
That's right. That's awesome.
Yeah. And talking about that stuff on the internet once a month with my buddy Aaron, Grumpy Dumps.
Nice. All right. It says on your Twitter bio that you've proclaimed that you're a man of the people. What is another thing that maybe our gaming brothers here don't know about you? It can be big or small. Doesn't have to be anything in particular.
Man of the people. I'm the reason that Potato Thumbs podcast exists. I'll just say that right now. I'll proclaim that they would be nowhere without me. They say it's DRP. That's a lie.
Okay.
I created them before I even knew Fluffy.
All right. I'll go with that. Last but not least, is there a motto or a mantra that you live by?
I mean, we used to say be the light that you want to see in others, which is kind of like a thing for Destiny. Sure. But I think the one that I mostly live by is if you're unhappy with something, you need to make a change. Like you hate your job, go get a new job. Stop complaining about the fact that you hate your job. I feel like people don't have room to complain if you're not trying to change.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing is just I live by the idea to try and continually seek out what makes me unhappy and rectify that situation.
I got you. Life's too short.
Mm-hmm. I want to be happy all the time. That's my goal in life is just always be happy.
Call the Praxic Order, call the Thanatonauts, the Ginseng Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
Okay, everybody. So this segment is called the Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 125 randomly asked questions, and Ben here is going to have 60 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and we're going to keep track of how many questions are answered by each of our guests each week. And the questions are randomly asked, so no one can memorize the order. and you'll have to answer quickly whatever comes to mind. At the end of the year, the guest with the most questions answered will win a cool prize. So tonight I'm going to ask the questions randomly from the list. And Sin and Kingsley Mack are still our co-leaders at 26 questions answered in 60 seconds. So Ben, you ready?
My goal is to get 26 so I can join Sin and Kingsley Mack.
All right.
In the show notes.
Well, I'm going to do my best to put it all together here, man. So bear with me. And you let me know when you're ready.
All right.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Titan.
Coffee or tea?
None.
DC or Marvel?
DC.
Horror movies, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
Favorite gaming console?
Xbox.
Is racing a sport?
No.
Who is your favorite actor?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
If you had more time, what would you do with it?
Ride bikes.
Smooth or chunky peanut butter?
Chunky.
Ikora, Cade, or Zavala?
Zavala.
If you had to pick first or third person games, which one?
First.
Human, Awoken, or Exo?
Exo.
Mario or Sonic? What was your first video game?
Duck Hunt.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Is white chocolate actually chocolate?
No.
Pop-Tarts or toaster strudel?
Pop-Tarts.
What is your beverage of choice?
Beer.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
Playing cards or board games?
Board games.
What's the worst job you ever had?
Subway.
Cars or trucks?
Trucks.
Dude, so close. I'm just dying. I'm going to have to tell you this here. I got
25.
I got 25. Yeah. Damn, so close, dude.
I should have been off the rip with the duck hunt thing threw me off.
Yeah, that and also the I think it was your favorite actor killed a couple seconds.
Yeah, I should have picked he's not my favorite actor.
I know, it's what everybody says. So, dude, what was I thinking? That's not my favorite actor. Fuck.
It's just a guy. And beer is not my favorite beverage. I don't drink anymore.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
I was like, I drink like maybe once a month.
Dude, I thought you were going to get it tonight. So close, dude. Damn. Well, that's impressive, dude. I got like 19, and I do this every week. It's not easy. So, well, good deal, man. Good try. That's definitely respectable, man. Definitely respectable. So, I just want to remind everybody here that we have decided to keep our channel labeled Speedrun Question Ideas in our Discord permanently. So if you have a great idea for a speedrun question for next year, add it there. And even a little bonus is we're going to have a little drawing at the end of the year. The prize is going to be a $25 gift card, and we'll take your top 5. So if you want to put more than one in there, we'll take our favorite 5 that you put in there, and, we'll do a drawing at the end of the year, and one person will win that gift card. Just our little way of saying thanks for listening and participating. So good luck, guys. Well, good deal, man. Thanks again for playing. I know it's a little mind-wrecking. I know your adrenaline's probably going a little bit. That's fine.
It feels like when you're fighting a boss in Bloodborne and you get past, like, you get them down like a third health. You're like, oh God,
run, go hide. Yeah, I hear you, man. Damn. Well, good deal. Well, I think it's that time, man. It's that time to talk about this week at Bungie. Okay, this week at Bungie. What do we got, Hazel? I mean, shit, that's me. This week at Bungie, well, I'll be honest. Bungie's really tight-lipped on what's going to happen for Season of the Redacted, and this week was no different. There were a few things they did mention this week in the TWAB. The first one, of course, before we talk about anything else, Bungie states that they want to maintain their focus on the events unfolding around the world this past week. So I'm sure everyone has seen the demonstrations in your town or on the news or on TV or even down the street from where you live. So they want to just mention that they support Black Lives Matter. They have some websites, different organizations where you can donate, and it's all listed on the TWAB on their Bungie blog. And also this week was, or actually this month is Pride Month, and they're going to be selling their pens again in the Bungie store. And the pens benefit the It Gets Better project, which inspires people across the globe to share their stories and remind the next generation of LGBTQIA+ youth that hope is out there and it will get better. So I thought that was pretty good. They did mention that there, and if you do buy the pen, there is an awesome looking, I guess, rainbow colored emblem you can also get free in game. So that's pretty cool too. And then they mentioned the next chapter of Destiny 2. And pretty much, long story short, they have 2 trailers out. One was was it like 15 seconds, Ben? I couldn't remember. It was really short.
I think they're both like 15 seconds long.
It's like super damn short. I mean, they give you just enough of a taste to go, whoa, what's going on? You know? So
I will say, from somebody who has not been around for a little while, I had no idea what is happening in the slightest. I was like, "There's the Drifter is in one, and Eris is in another one, and they're going somewhere."
It looks like they're going to, at least speculation. I think everyone keeps saying that it looks like Europa, but no one's hasn't been stated for sure. So one trailer is revealing Eris, trudging through the snow. It looks like Europa, and then the other reveal is even shorter, and it's basically Drifter flying out in a smaller ship on his big ship, and it looks like he's heading toward an ice planet as well. So I don't know if they're teaming up or they're going to be going against each other. Nobody knows. So I guess what I can say here is June 9th, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 o'clock God's time. That's when you need to be probably looking at their Bungie blog or Bungie.net, because I'm guarantee you, my guess is anyway, this is not going to be a stream or anything. I think this is going to be one of their great Vidocs that they put out this time of year. And I have a feeling they're going to talk about the next season, and then they're going to roll right into, the big fall release, Ben, that you say that you always get into.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I want to fight the Dorito ships finally.
God, we've been talking about them forever. That's for damn sure. So,
that was like, I mean, when you finish the campaign, like originally with Destiny 2, when that happened, everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, the Shadowkeep story was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, so I want to see more Shadowkeep. Oh man, I had such a fun time with that. Yeah, fall releases. That's where it's at.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So there was one little preview they gave us. This is going to be update 2.9.0. This will become available next week, and I have a feeling what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, they're probably going to say 9 a.m. Pacific. We're going to, in fact, they have I'm going to the end here of the TWAB. They have a schedule of how they're going to drop this. It looks like they're going to drop, it says at 9, this is a schedule for I'm going to call it Super Tuesday, because this is going to be a hell of a Tuesday. This is the next reset coming up in Destiny 2, 9 a.m. Pacific. Destiny 2 service maintenance begins. 9:45 a.m. Destiny 2 is going to be taken offline on all platforms. At 10 a.m., which is the weekly reset, Destiny 2 update 2.90 is going to begin rolling out across all platforms and regions. Players will be able to log back into Destiny at 10:01 a.m. Pacific. So, and they're saying at 10:01 a.m., Destiny 2 is back online on all platforms. 2 p.m. Pacific, Destiny 2 service maintenance will conclude. So I have a feeling what they're going to do here is come 9 o'clock Pacific, you're going to see them release one big giant Vidoc. It's going to get us so hyped up. And I got to admit, I like what they're doing here. They basically have said nothing about how this season's going to end or how the next season is going to begin. Usually a week before, they put out some little Vidoc, gets us all excited. But they have said nothing this whole season. They've said really nothing. Everyone, I mean, all the YouTubers and streamers are just guessing to their heart's content, trying to figure out what's going on. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to release that Vidoc at 9 o'clock. And while everyone's watching the Vidoc, that's when they're going to start throwing out the patches. And then make sure whenever you're tuned into the Vidoc, which is what I'm guessing, make sure you're at the same time starting to download that patch, because it's going to be a big one. And,
really, yeah.
I don't know, everyone's speeds are different, but I mean, it's at least a half an hour usually for me, for any of the things they do.
So I have just a general Destiny question.
Mm-hmm.
Given my history with Destiny, and the fact that these updates it's like free with like a battle pass style thing, right?
Right. Well, it's like a battle pass. Yep.
Do you think it's worth it for somebody like me to jump into this season without buying it? Like, or do you think not buying the season pass is kind of a detriment to the amount of fun that you're going to have?
Well, if you remember, in Forsaken, you had to buy it all in advance. Remember, you had to pay one big price. I think it was $40 or something.
It's like $10 now, right?
Well,
per season.
It's $10, but what's great about it, Ben, is it's a la carte now. So you don't have to pay for all the past ones to catch up to this next season. So if come day one, you decided, okay, this is a season I'm going to jump in. And I recommend you do, because I have a feeling this is going to really lead into the big fall release. So it's probably going to get hyped to shit. You know it will.
Yeah.
So you spend your $10 on Steam if you're on PC, and you've already downloaded, you've already bought the original.
Yeah, I still have the game installed.
Yeah, and you bought Shadowkeep. You just said you played it, so
yeah.
So you've already paid the upfront cost. The only thing you're gonna have to pay is the $10 just to get the season pass bar. You can unlock stuff, which I really like that, by the way. I love intentionality. I know if I log in, if I go up 2 levels, I'm gonna get some really cool materials or an ornament for my gun, or I'm gonna get a brand new gun or a brand new piece of armor, or even just bright dust. But they did. Speaking of that, going away from the schedule that we're all speculating about here, they did give us a preview of 2.9, and I want to just go over a few of the things they're going to be doing here. Okay, the first one is Eververse. If you remember a few TWABs back, we talked about the future of Eververse and how we're making changes to some of the reward structures. Here's basically what they're going to be doing. Legendary armor ornaments are going to be have shifted from having to buy them in Eververse, and now they're going to be available in the game as a reward for aspirational content. So strikes, Crucible, raids, whatever. You're going to be able to get these armor ornaments, which I'm loving that, because it gives you a reason to play that stuff now.
Yeah.
So the Season of Opulence Intrepid ornament sets are going to be returning to the storefront, so it'll be available. I guess there's been a lot of demand for that. In the Season Pass bar, which we just talked about, they're adding an additional 2,300 Bright Dust to the Season Pass. They've been kind of stingy, to be honest, with this Bright Dust. This Bright Dust is a way you can buy stuff in the store and not have to pay cash. It's a way.
I'm stocked up on Bright Dust.
Are you really?
So much.
How much do you think you got?
Oh gosh, maybe like
guess.
10 or 20K.
Oh,
damn! Like I sharded so much of that stuff that I got.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Vin. They don't do that anymore.
What do you mean?
When you buy stuff from the store, you get it dropped from an Ingram. Mm-hmm. It doesn't turn into Bright Dust anymore.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay.
But I was still sitting on a fat stack, because like every now and again when it was like both the last fall releases, I logged on and was like, oh, I love this seasonal armor from the store. I'm just gonna buy it all right now.
Dude,
Bright Dust, or like
so
week to week when it comes out. I have the whatever the set is that for Titan, where like your shoulders have lion heads on it.
Oh yeah. I like that. I think that's the Intrepid set they're talking about.
Oh, it's so dope.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. Yeah. Well, I had 32,000 before Shadowkeep. I'd saved it up too. I was dismantling everything, and now I've got 400. So fair warning, dude. If you start buying stuff, it goes quick. So
yeah. Well, it's all those ships that they gave you at the beginning.
Yes.
I was just deleting exotic ships because I was like, I have so many.
Yeah, I mean, you can only fly one at a time, right?
Yeah, and I liked this weird, like the Bumblebee ship that Potato Thumbs is so fond of.
I love those t-shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like deleting every ship that I had because I just didn't care, and all the sparrows too.
Yeah, I did that too before this. Now if you delete the exotic ships, you get, I think it's legendary shards and I think 5,000 glimmer or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, exactly. That's why the Bright Dust is shriveling away. Bright Dust purchases. They added a flare section to feature shaders and spawn effects now. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice to have. Highly requested items from previous seasons will once again be available. We're looking at you, Wishes of Sorrow. That must be the
is it a shader?
Wishes of Sorrow. I'm trying to remember what that is.
I'm looking it up now. Go ahead.
All right. I'll keep pedaling. We'll once again communicate Season 12 silver-only items, so they're going to tell you what's only available for silver, which is very kind of them. And they did say in an update later in Season 11, they're going to talk about further changes to Bright Dust acquisition. So I'm thinking they're going to be a little more generous now. They're going to open the tap a little bit on Bright Dust earning. So,
Wishes of Sorrow is a thornament.
Oh, that's right. It's one of the best thorn ornaments, I think. Yeah, it's really rough looking when you put it on the thorn. So if you've earned the thorn,
really cool.
Yeah, it's one of the fan favorites, I think.
I don't even remember if I have that gun yet.
I can't even remember how I got it. It's how long it's been. Jeez.
I miss Thorn in Destiny 1 was so hard to get.
God, those void kills in Crucible. I hated that part.
I did it with the assault rifle from Atheon.
Oh yes. I know the one you're talking about. I just can't remember the name of it. I'm terrible.
It's all right. The listeners will just scream into the ether.
It's exactly what they'll do. Okay.
Atheon's epilogue.
Yes. Come on, man. Jeez. Okay, some sandbox changes. I want to mention a few highlights here. The Powerful Friends armor mod will no longer stack. So if multiple copies of this mod are equipped, the mods no longer provide bonus stats. They've let's just say with armor, they have really min-maxed, and they've got a lot of mods now. The Armor 2.0 is much more RPG. I mean, you can tune stuff.
I used to be into that, like, when in Destiny 1 trying to get, I forget what the tier 12 or whatever.
Yeah, intellect, discipline, and
strength.
Yeah.
But when Armor 2.0 came out, I was just kind of like, oh, this is a lot. I'm going to kind of ignore this.
My head hurts. Yeah, that's how I felt. Yeah. They basically, the developer chimes in and says, only solar seasonal mods are intended to stack. No part of the Arc mods are intended to have stacking functionality. Powerful Friends granted 20 mobility, which means you could get 100 points in 3 of your 5 mod slots. So, or I should say attributes, your strength, your all those different things. So that's going to be no more. Season 11 is introducing a new Arc mod, granting similar stat bonuses to strength, and will not stack as well. So no more stacking, guys. The fun police is here. Enhanced auto rifle loader, enhanced fusion rifle loader, and enhanced bow loader armor mods are now going to have a chance to drop from the Pinnacle mod sources. So that's good, especially the fusion rifle one. That's up my alley.
Raid Nation.
Yes. Raid rewards. This was interesting. The following raid exotics now have an increased drop chance: 1,000 voices, anarchy, and always on time. I guess it's this exotic sparrow from Scourge of the Past, a secret chest, I guess. The drop chance begins at 10% and increases to a max of 50% when you have over 20 clears. So you raiders out there, have fun.
Yeah, I think, man, this is making me want to go try to get 1,000 voices. Dude, I've really wanted that gun.
All right. Kitty Fails has brought me through two of those raids, the wish raids.
Yeah.
And on the second chest, I got it. So there we go. And I feel better now that you got the damn Wolfpack rounds and Gallo in like your first week. In freaking Crucible.
I didn't get those drops in Destiny 2. I kind of got shafted on a lot of stuff. I think my first 3 exotics are the same thing.
Oh, that sucks. So, yeah. So you raiders out there, I'm talking to you, Kingsley. If you haven't gotten, I don't know. It didn't say anything about Teraba. I don't have Teraba yet. That's the only one I don't have. We'll have to see on that, I guess. Trials rewards. This kind of perplexed me a little bit. They're putting additional masterwork material rewards now drop at 3, 5, and 7 trials wins. Okay, that's good. They added a Trials weekly bounty, which unlocks Trials Engrams on Saint 14. That's good. So just putting your time in, you'll earn something. You're not going to walk away empty. The bounty reward will match the Win 3 milestone reward for that week. So that's what it's going to do. Trials tokens distribution has been rebalanced to focus on wins 3, 5, and 7 of a Trials passage. This includes repeat passages, so that's good. But this is the one that threw me off. Trials tokens are no longer awarded for match completions. Dude, that's the one reason people, especially scrubs like me that want to jump in there and at least put some time in, it's like they're saying, okay, we're going to give you this big bounty that'll unlock the Trials Ingram that, for winning 3. But now we're now, that's great. 2 steps forward, right? Now they're going 1 step back. They're not going to give you any frickin' tokens for playing the game. Come on, Bungie. What the hell are you thinking there?
I, in D1, hated Trials with a burning passion. And then D2, Trials of the 9, I've won once. It was glorious. It's on my personal YouTube channel because it was that good. I did a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, but it was great.
You want to shout out your YouTube channel?
Think it's just DetBenMalone.
Okay.
You gotta search for it. Actually, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see me riding bikes.
There we go.
Except I haven't posted in a long time because since COVID, I haven't been able to ride.
That's true. Parks are closed, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. The last one was 4 months ago.
Damn.
So, yep.
Yeah. You guys got balls for getting back on skateboards. You and JC Jesse getting on skateboards and BMX bikes again, dude. I'd break something just climbing on the bike, probably. Shit, dude.
I fell on my butt today skating in my driveway.
I don't know how you guys. I can't do it, man. I'm so old now. I hurt all the time, so I don't want any additional pain.
It's one of those things where it's you start slow, and like I was like such a couch potato, but now I'm like in much better shape from just riding a lot. So I had to work my way up, and my body had to definitely get used to falling again.
Well, you probably your balance probably improved too.
Skateboarding is so weird because I took such a long time off that like my muscle memory's there, but my body's not the same.
I know the feeling, dude.
I was like, oh, my belly.
Oh, shit. Okay, one more thing with Trials is Passage of Wealth now doubles the bonus Trials tokens earned at 3, 5, and 7. So whoop-de-doo. Okay, let's see. One thing they did do, and I'm not going to get into detail on this because it is so detailed. All I can tell you is go to the Bungie blog, go to This Week at Bungie, and look up. They have basically made controllers so customizable now. I'm talking you can remap buttons. You could put buttons as a cord now for certain situations. However way you like to play. And this probably helps people with, with motor function problems and probably physical disabilities. It probably helps them play better too. But dude, there are so many ways you can customize a controller now. It is fantastic. And I figure they're probably doing this because the new consoles are coming out.
Yeah, this needs to be like just on consoles. On a like system level, you need to be able to do this. Oh, I mean, I think the Switch actually just released a thing where you can remap the buttons now. So that's cool because their A and B buttons are in the wrong spots. Yeah. Well, and X and Y, they're flipped. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's right. I played that Pro Controller. I remember. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Why am I doing this?
Yeah. You're like, come on. What are you guys doing? I can't wait for them to sell a Pro Controller that has the buttons in the right place and you just have to go like remap them.
Oh man, I'm very particular in how my controller. I'm very old school. I don't even use the paddle controllers. I don't claw either. So I don't know.
I bought the PlayStation paddles, the PlayStation back button things.
Oh, is that the add-on piece that goes on it?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you like that?
It takes a long time to get used to, and now I can't hold a PS4 controller the right way. Like I hold it with like my pinkies only.
Oh no.
Because I mean, especially I've been using it playing Bloodborne, so the combat is both triggers, and then I have dodge and lock on the little like back paddles. So I'm using like 3 of my fingers at the same time. I literally can just hold the controller with my pinky, but
oh my god,
it's fine. The Elite is way better.
Yeah, I think so. It's so cheap, so I guess it's worth it. I guess if you
it was only $20.
Yeah, I get the muscle memory to do it. I'm so freaking hard headed, man. I don't change anything on my controller for when I'm used to playing.
You got to do it like right when it starts.
Yeah,
like right when you start the game. I did it for Destiny 2, and I put slide and jump on there.
Okay,
and that was super helpful. Like in D1, being able to like. Because I used to have a like weird Chinese knockoff like back paddle thing that was super cheap,
right?
But that was sick, being able to like slide around corners and like turn. Oh, I miss it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. There was only one other thing that they mentioned in the TWAB that's worth mentioning here is there's things that aren't going to be back when the season flips. When it turns 10 o'clock Pacific on Tuesday, this stuff is no longer going to be in the game. So this podcast comes out on Sunday night, so you'll have one day to do this if you hear this the day it comes out. The Season of the Worthy Season Pass and any available bonuses, obviously. The Season of the Worthy Seal and Almighty title is going away. Please note that the Almighty title must be claimed and equipped. So if you've earned the Almighty title, if you don't equip it, it's bye-bye. So access to the EDZ, Moon, and IO Seraph bunkers, good riddance. And the Warmine Kanjali seasonal artifact that's giving you extra power right now. That's going to reset back to 0 with whatever new artifact comes out in the next season. The Seraph Tower public event, I'm sure everyone's going to really miss that. The Fourth Horseman and the Fellwinter's Lie quest. This is important. Fourth Horseman is a damage god. It puts so much DPS into a boss at one time. You might want to try to get this. You do it. The final part of it is that you have to run through the legendary Lost Sector, and they are not easy. They're like 1060. I'm sorry, like 1,000 light requirement. So.
I think I'm like whatever the cap was.
750.
Like I'm under the cap of Shadowkeep.
Well, they moved everything to 750 at Shadowkeep. So
yeah. So I think I'm like 900.
Dude, the thing is though that Destiny has made it so easy to jump in and power up.
Oh yeah, like grinding up to like the soft cap is super fast.
Exactly. So I wouldn't even worry about that. So that's it. That's it for the TWAB this week. Pretty much they're saying, listen, if you're not there on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific when our Vidoc comes out, and I'm calling it right now, it's going to be a damn Vidoc, you're really not going to miss out. So it's probably going to talk about the next season. And what I love about this is they're saying, listen, here's the Vidoc, watch it. When you guys are done watching it, guess what? Let's go. It's time to play. Jump in.
It's go time, baby.
Dude, I love that. That's different. Bungie's never done it this way before, and I gotta give them kudos. This is really this is different. I like it. So
yeah, they've been known to get the hype train rolling hard, and this time it feels like they were like, we're doing our best to mitigate that.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I'm giddy, man. I'm not gonna be working Tuesday.
It's a different kind of hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not Christmas hype, but it's definitely. I'm really looking forward to what they're gonna say. I mean, this sets the pace for the whole year, pretty much. So yeah, don't miss it. 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. God's time. If you're on the East Coast,
I love that you use God's time.
I love it. I love you guys do that all the time on your podcast, and I'm like, that is so perfect. I love it.
It's mostly just a dig at Fluffy and Nips because they like invite us on their podcast and they're like, yeah, the podcast is at 9, and we're like, wait, 9? What time zone are you guys in? And it's like, God damn it, guys, just say Eastern. That's the standard. That's God's time.
Is that where that? Good. I'm glad. So I'm a little dig to Fluffy and Avril Nips. Good. I like it.
Don't tell me Central or Mountain Time. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I hear you, man. I hear you. We do that every week. We have to go, okay, now what time zone are you on? Like we had Nate Fu on last week, and he's on the West Coast, Southern Cal. So we're like 10 o'clock. He goes, oh, dude, that's like 7 o'clock. I'm good. Yeah, I'll get some dinner. I'll be fresh, be ready to go.
I love that. Although I hate that, like, the crew that I used to play Destiny 2 with all the time is mostly West Coast. So it's like midnight, and they're like, all right, I'm getting on. I'm like, cool. I love staying up till 5.
I'm telling you, dude, I miss those days. I miss them. Yeah.
Yeah. Kids don't care what time you went to sleep whatsoever.
No, they don't. I did want to mention one thing. Hazel and Arisen Phoenix put a story by Bill Lavoie, and I'm trying to see what this is. Shack News is this article that it's from, and it's entitled 7 Fun Ways Bungie Can Win Back the Destiny 2 Community. I read over this article, and it had some really good ideas, so I wanted to share it real quick. I'm not going to read it word for word, But I'll read just the beginning here, just so it gives you a context. He says, it's easy to get so caught up in the forward motion that we forget to pause and enjoy the beauty of the details. This is true in games as it is in life. And Destiny 2 players and developers have been witnessing the fallout from trying to maintain a breakneck, speed for too long. We've talked for months about how to fix Destiny 2, but one thing I keep seeing is players saying the game feels like a job and just isn't fun anymore. With that in mind, I came up with 7 ideas that I think could help make Destiny 2 fun again. These are ideas that are largely centered around putting a smile on your face, but a few dip their toes in practicality that would improve the gameplay loop. Let's dive in. So the first thing they list here is daily login bonuses. There's games like Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2 that would have a bonus that you would get if you logged in every day. It's clear that Bungie wants you to sign on and spend time with their game, so how about some incentive? So, if you do that, it increases a reward. Maybe a reward increases for each successive day that you log in. What do you think about that, Ben?
So when I first looked at this, I was like, nah, don't care. But then when they said you get like a pinnacle drop at the end of the week, I'd be like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, that actually would be cool. And it would, make you log in. I've done it for games that gave me less.
Yeah. So, I log in every day, just about, I think every day, at least to just grab a bounty or something. I don't know. I do the gunsmith bounties. So, all right. Number 2. Your own guardian quarters. You pass through a door in the tower and you enter your own personal guardian apartment with members of your fire team. It's got windows overlooking the lost city and maybe even a balcony. And inside are armor and weapons racks to display your old but still loved gear. Man, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I was another one that I was like, nope. And then I thought about it more and I was thinking about like Skyrim, and they had the Hearthfire expansion where you could have a house and they put mannequins in it and you put like all your armor there. And I was like, I would love to just be able to display the armor that I got in that game, like cool sets. Yeah, put my old Iron Banner like samurai gear up there.
Oh, hell yeah. That is so cool. That's a great idea. I like that one too. First 2, I'm 2 for 2. I like them. All right. Of course, they're going to mention the noodle shop. Pop by the noodle shop in the tower and sit down for a meal while you watch a random match from the Crucible currently being played. That meal, depending on which one you buy with Glimmer, gives you a small gameplay buff. Maybe you take less damage for 30 minutes, or you can jump higher for 30 minutes. Some noodles give you a stronger melee for 30 minutes. Perhaps your super ability recharges slightly faster if you order spicy ramen. Or maybe there's just a noodle shop where you can sit and chill a while you spend 30 minutes waiting for other members of your fire team to bounty up. I don't know. Just remember to disable the buffs in PvP. But what would it hurt in PvP? PvE, I should say. I don't know. Goddamn, that's a good idea too.
It just seems to me like another like the like holographic emotes that you have and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just set up a chair in front of it, I guess. It just seems that's one of those things where I'm like, spend your resources doing something else.
Yeah, and another thing too is those 30-minute or 40-minute timer stuff, like increased glimmer. Would you do a close range headshot or something? I'm like, I never use those things, man. I must have like 50 or 100 of those in my inventory.
Yeah, it's not that I think it's a terrible idea. I just think it would be overlooked and no one would use it.
Yeah, I have to agree. So 2 for 3. 2 for 3 so far. Number 4, I love this one, man. Debris from the Almighty kills Tess. This is one easy sell for most of you. How about we stop the Almighty and save the tower and the last city, but the ship breaks up and we get debris falling from the sky. Miraculously, not a single soul is hit by the falling debris except Tess Everest. Tess, who we all love dearly, of course, is lost. She's replaced by literally anyone who isn't cool, up to and including a self-service kiosk that already exists in your menu, by the way. Brother Vance looks pretty bored these days. Maybe put him in there? I don't know. What do you think of that?
Going off Tess. I think it'd be funny. It's like more of like a fan servicey kind of thing.
That if Bungie had a sense of humor like that, they would definitely score points with me. That's not practical, obviously, but that's a funny idea. I like that. Yeah. I know Briar Rabbit, he's been wanting Tess to fall off the damn edge of the of the tower forever. Yeah, I mean, he wants her gone, man. He can't stand her. Briar Rabbit's on DCP, the Destiny Community Podcast.
Yeah.
I love
It'd be
him.
funny to get Fenchurch.
Oh, there we go. She was always talking about the damn guy, right? All right, number 5. All right, so I'm 2 for 4. Maybe 2 for 3. Okay, number 5, a shooting range. Guardians need a shooting range where they can test damage and recoil patterns. Maybe a place to toss grenades and practice throwing them effectively. What if you could take your friends, none of whom were as lucky as you to get the 1,000 voices to drop on your only clear of the Last Wish raid? That almost explains me. And let them play around with that gun they don't have in that environment only. Maybe this range has an obstacle course to clear once you can judge your time against others, have a time trial or something. What if you could practice hitting targets that pop up and down to refine your skills with hand cannons? What if we could just have a shooting range because it would be cool and people would love it? Now, they've always had these in Battlefield games, which I love. And and I even think even a lot of Call of Duty games have shooting ranges. What do you think?
Oh, my first thought was like another one where I'm like, no one's going to use this. And then I was like, well, no, Fallout plays will use this thing.
Oh.
Like all the like weapon tester guys, like just, I think it would be a good act of faith towards the community to be like, look, you guys, you don't have to do testing like this anymore. Like even like if you could go into the test arena and be like, nah, yeah, you can turn on PvP if you want, which I guess is just private matches, but
right.
Let us do some PvE testing.
Yeah, I like this idea. I think this needs to be in the game. I thought they would have put something like this at the farm. Because what else you can do at the damn farm,
Yeah.
That'd be a good place to put it. Like in the barn or something. I don't know.
I think the farm needs to go out to pasture.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, 3 for 5. 3 for 5 for me. I don't know how you're scoring it, but I say 3 for 5. Okay, number 6, an arena mode. What makes grinding in Monster Hunter World acceptable? You face the same monsters repeatedly, often farming them for specific drops, but you do it in various circumstances, including on an arena. What if you could fight the Genesis Mind in an arena? Maybe you could unlock some cool cosmetic. No, Bungie, you may not sell everything. To fancy up your Guardian quarters. Imagine having strike bosses available in an arena mode. You can make it all work with the lore, calling it a simulation. Offer rewards for successive clears or whatever. Just give people new ways to enjoy the old content. Who wouldn't be in the arena tonight if it existed? Maybe we could call it the Prison of Elders. They will try to kill you. Kill them back.
I think this sounds great. I think Bungie's biggest problem with all their horde mode style content is they overcomplicate it. There's too much like, run like the Halloween one where you're just trying to like run as far as you can.
Yeah.
Throw me in a pit with some bosses and just have them be like, okay, you killed this boss. Now the next one's out. And they just make them get harder and harder and harder.
Definitely, man. I mean, that's what I grew up on. Yeah. I grew up on boss fights, man. Those are the games I loved. Yeah, why not?
I mean, I think it would be cool. And as long as they don't just throw a bunch of weird mechanics into it, like just make it simple.
Yeah, don't overthink it, Bungie.
Yeah, give it a space where like me and 2 buddies can just sit and just grind out killing bosses and just kind of, hang out.
Exactly. All right, number 7, and this is my favorite, dude. I really miss this. Let the gunsmith do his job. You know what sucks about random drops being the only way to get good god rolls and weapons? Everything. It sucks hard. How about we turn the gunsmith into, I don't know, a gunsmith, We let the gunsmith do what he does. Maybe you take 2 copies of the same weapon to him and have him infuse your desired perks from one each into another gun, like the Division 2 does. Let Guardians build their own weapons. I can honestly say I'm more likely to go grind for 5 of the same shotgun if I know I can pick and choose the perks I want from the guns that drop for me. Let's do the same with armor. Give folks some control over the weapons and armor so they feel free and they actually feel invested in the process. What do you think?
Yeah, this is the best idea on the entire list by far.
Absolutely.
I mean, and you have so many ways that you could have the gunsmith like make you guns out of nothing kind of deal, like grinding materials to make a gun. I think like that would be awesome. Do the rotation like he did in Destiny 1, have it be tied to a quest, any of that kind of stuff. The idea of making a gun that has all the perks you want, I think, like, I see why they don't do that, because they're like, well, we want you to grind and like keep playing the content so you can get the weapons that you want. But why do we want that weapon so we can go play content that isn't grinding this thing? They're just like, make it faster for me to get the gun that I want, because high-end PvP guys, they're just grinding out the perks that they want, and then all they're going to do is play PvP. Let them play PvP.
Yeah. There's so many ways they can do this, Ben. I mean, they can do it on the gun with like a transmog feature, but if they use the gunsmith, at least it would make him useful. You know, he just sits there and gives you bounties every day. I mean, shit, a kiosk could do that.
The amount of gunsmith materials I have.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, why spend them on like anything, really?
I've got like 30,000, dude.
Yeah.
It's
so
crazy.
I mean, even that, let's like be like, hey, if you got 10,000 gunsmith materials, like, or just have, you know, you just buy guns with gunsmith materials would be sick.
Yeah.
Make him like Xur, but with legendary weapons. He just has like a stock that rotates every week.
Yeah. Dude, I miss gunsmith days. Or what was it? What did they call it in Destiny 1? I think it was every Wednesday you got a new role.
Arms Day or something like
Arms
that.
Day, yes. Please bring that back. That was the highlight of what I did in Destiny 1 every day. Or every
And like, that's where you get like the PDX and stuff like that.
PDX 45, the shit, they had all kinds of rifles. I mean, you named it. I mean, they had hand cannons, they had as my dog barks, hand cannons, everything. And they all had specific roles that you could get on them every week. I love that part, man. I miss it.
That's how you bring back, like, if you brought the gunsmith back and be like, okay, we brought him back, and he now has a selection of all of your favorite guns from Arms Day.
Right.
And just be like, oh, yes, you brought back a bunch of D1 weapons with him. That's tight.
Dude, I love that article. When I think Hazel popped it in first, and then Arisen Phoenix threw it in later, and I was like, okay, I got to talk about this because this just sounds so interesting, especially at a time right now where we really have nothing to do. I mean, there's really nothing to do. We're just sitting and waiting now. If these things, at least some of these things were in the game, I think it'd be a lot better. So, all right, well, thanks, man. I appreciate you giving your input on it. I think my favorite part of the show's coming up. It is time for Twitter and Discord questions right after this. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of the week. It is our Twitter and Discord questions. This is where our community sends in questions for us to answer. And we got our first one on Twitter here from Quack at IMakeHimQuack. Replying, the question for DetBenMalone is this. What's a question that Ben won't answer?
Quack, this is the question that I will not answer.
Perfect, dude. Just how we drew it up. All right, good deal. Okay, we got a bunch in Discord here, and I'm going to start out with Hazel's because he couldn't be here tonight, and he wanted to ask a couple. Okay, shit. All right, this is from Hazelnut. Question for the show because I can't make it this week. Besides any smart-ass things Gator puts in, what was your best decade for music? I'll start with
the current decade.
That's a good answer.
I mean, it's 2020, so I guess 2010 to 2020.
Yeah.
My parents didn't listen to much music. Like my dad, I know he had a Barry Manilow 8-track once, and he gave me a Beach Boys tape when I was a kid. And then my mom just listened to like Christian contemporary music. So I have no loyalty to old music whatsoever.
I got you.
I was like late 90s, early 2000s punk rock is where I started.
Nice. You and Chubby. Chubby loves punk too.
Dude, it's way of life. It's a mindset.
Nice reference.
I told my dad that he's the reason that I'm into punk rock because he got me my first skateboard back in the day.
Really? Nice. Man, I love all the decades of music. My parents listened to like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I'm trying to remember this 1 8 track they had. Is that, I can't remember it. Anyway, they listened to groups like America and all those folky 70s songs. I was born right before the 70s, so I would say when I really loved music was in the 80s when I was in high school and first years in college. Damn, The Cars. I even put that one of our episodes as one of my favorite songs of all time. God, there's so many good songs. In Excess. I had Oingo Boingo in last week in one of my picks for my, I was like, Dead Man's Party. Hell yeah.
It's just funny to me. You picked the one decade that I'm like, the one I do not like.
See, I'm a syntho guy. I love the synthesizer stuff, man.
That was what I can't. I get synths sound so crazy to me.
I get it, dude. I get it. You grew up at a different time. I get it.
Well, and I won't say that I hate like all 80s music. Like Tears for Fears is dope.
Yes.
Like there's some 80s music that I like, and like even farther beyond that, I did go back and start listening to other stuff. Like Pink Floyd's one of my all-time favorite bands, but I didn't listen to them until like 2008 or 9.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well, now don't get me wrong. I love the grunge period, the 90s and 2000s. I love grunge. I love post-grunge too. And now it's all alt rock. That's what I listen to. I mean, Alt Nation's always in my car.
I'm excited for the playlist. I think I picked some stuff that you're going to be like, what the hell is this?
No, I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait. Okay. Let's see. One from Jealous. Jealous has a few tonight. Okay, question from Jealous. One of my friends told me a story where they had to introduce somebody to the defroster on their car. Question for Gator. Have you ever discovered this wonderful feature? Yes, Jealous. They don't call it a defroster here, though. They call it a defogger because we don't really have ice to deal with. We just get that foggy shit in the morning because it's just a little nippier outside than it is inside. So. Man,
when I lived in Ohio, I had a car that had mirror defrosters. It was the sickest thing in the world. You just like hit the mirror defrosters, and by the time you got to like where you needed to see, you would have it defrosted. Dude. Heated seats. Oh, I loved it.
I think I was 30 something when I finally got a car with hot mirrors on it. Because I mean, it's not really a big thing here because we don't really defrost. But they like I said, they'd fog up. So it was nice. They were nice and clear in the morning when you had to go to work. So.
Oh, it's so nice. Those like slight luxuries. I love the like early 2000s luxury cars because they're so like almost modern.
Shit. Well, of course, we have to answer one from good old Uncle Scumdeath. If you are in the company of your partner and you have a massive fart brewing, do you pull your ass cheeks apart to impress them with a louder sound like I do? Or do you try to suppress the sound? Love the show. I'm going to defer this to you first, Ben.
A suppression. She gets upset with me.
Oh, yeah. Same here, dude. I mean, I even just put out a little toot, and she's looking at me funny. She does not like me farting.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's exactly. What the hell?
Like, I'm sorry. It hurts. I need to fart.
I'm just a guy. I love that one. Oh, shit. Okay. Let's see. We got one from Truth Lives. Question for the show. If you could create your own weapon perk, what would it do? And what weapons would it roll on? I'm going to think about this one.
It's a perk that when you hit circle twice, you do a sideways dash. And it's on a piece of armor. Okay. And it's called Twilight Garrison. Bring it back, you cowards.
I love that. Dude, I got aped so hard with that damn armor. Those damn Titans.
It was so sick. Oh my gosh. Destiny 1 in its heyday. Best game in the world.
Good times. I know, man. I know.
Back when you could voop to your heart's content and run around with a shotgun.
You know, they're nerfing our outlaw and reload perks. Coming up in the next season. They've already mentioned it in the past. Twab's been. I would like a perk where if you get a let's just say you get a clean headshot, first shot, your gun automatically reloads instantly. I would like something like that. Being I play PvP, I thought that'd be good. I can't think of anything any better than that. Sorry, I didn't read ahead on that one.
It only rolls on hand cannons that have like 5 in the chamber.
Uncle Scum.
It's got to be something terrible for you.
Uncle Scumdeath had to chime in on this one. He goes, my weapon perk would be my gun first shoots out a pornographic picture, and then when the enemy is distracted, I shoot them in the face. Easy. Okay. Oh, shit.
All right.
I'll take that. That'd be pretty fun to watch. Right before I got shot in the face. Okay. Another one from Jealous. Question for the show. What's the longest distance you've had to drive or fly for a trip?
I drove from Ohio to Vegas. I mean, I've flown from Ohio to California a few times. So that...
I know that drive.
The Ohio to Vegas was like
a bit.
2 days.
Yeah.
We were in driving through Texas in a like windstorm, and I had the car in how many gears are in the car? 5,
three
3
to 5.
4.
3 to 5, yeah.
And a manual. So yeah,
5-speed probably.
Yeah, it was. I was driving my brother's Cobalt, and I had it in 4th gear, floored, and we're just like not going anywhere.
Oh my god.
It's so windy. It was to the point where like we stopped to get gas, and I could lean into the wind like past my balance point, and it was holding me up.
That was me in Arizona. It felt like someone had a blow dryer to my face.
Yeah,
God,
it's wild out in the desert.
Winds are brutal. They're just brutal.
It was so cool. Like middle of the night, we're driving, and there was thunder in the distance, so you couldn't see anything because we're like in the middle of Texas,
right.
And then like thunder would crack, and you could just see the mountains and everything. And I was like, "This is wild."
You never forget those images, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I helped my brother move from Bar Harbor, Maine, to Southern Cal.
So that's like literally the farthest you can go.
It is. We were in a U-Haul with a V10 in it, and we were towing my brother's Toyota Cressida in the back. And I remember going up. We were in Denver, and we were going up in the mountains. And it, you know, you go up in Denver, up in the mountains. It's you just start getting elevation quick. I had it floored. This is a V10 engine. I had it floored. We had little Volkswagens passing our ass. We could not get past 30 miles an hour. It was so embarrassing. And, you know, the air gets thinner and stuff, too. So I don't know what was in the motor, but usually there's a sensor in there that helps it out. But, damn, that was a ride. I think we did it. We did it in like 30 hours. We didn't stop.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
we stopped.
Well, we did stop in Vegas. We stopped in Vegas.
We stopped in like New Mexico, I think. And
I told my brother, I said, dude, if you don't stop now, we're gonna kill somebody because I cannot get my eyes open. And I remember we went to the New York, and the whole fucking room smelled like someone threw up in it. It was terrible.
Ugh.
Just the worst night. You know, we went in there and I tried to gamble, but I was so sleep deprived I couldn't think about doing shit. It was so bad.
Man, Vegas, what a ripoff. I was like, you basically are going to a bar that instead of paying for your drinks, you just gamble and you spend the same exact amount of money, probably more.
Yeah, you do.
And the service is horrible.
Of course. And
Yeah.
go there go out in the strip during the day, and it's like what a shit heap. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell am I doing here?
I almost punched a mime in Vegas.
I know the mime you're talking about. The ones with the tons of flyers in their hands too. Holy shit.
Yeah, they're like all silver or whatever. Like I was like pretty inebriated walking through Vegas with my buddy, and the mime was like up behind me, and I was following me for a while.
Right.
And I like turned slightly and saw him out of my peripheral vision, and like cocked my fist back and was like, ah. Then I realized it was just some guy, and I was like, oh, sorry. I almost knocked you out.
Dude, it didn't take much for me to get inebriated because I was so sleep deprived. I mean, I think I had a couple scotch and water, and I was out. I was done. I remember I dropped on the bed, and I didn't wake up until the sun came up. I was out, dude.
Somebody walked by with a drink, and you just passed out.
I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy. Oh, man, I'll never forget it. I mean, it was an adventure, I guess. My brother had to be there at a certain time for work, and he did not want to stop. What a dick. Thinking back now, shit, that was terrible. I took off work and everything to help him out.
Yeah, brothers always be making you move across the country.
God damn. I'm telling you. Okay. Jealous did want to share that his was 15 hours one way. The trip was to Virginia Beach. So, sorry, Jealous. We got a
From
little bit
where?
yeah, I think that's from. I think. You know what? We're gonna have Jealous on in a couple shows. We'll have to ask him where he is from. I don't know. He did. He just says
15 hours away from Virginia Beach. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what direction you're talking about there, Jealous, but we'll have to ask you, I guess, when the show comes up. All right, another one from Uncle Scumdeath. What is the goriest game you've ever played? Splatterhouse on the arcade kicked my ass as a kid.
I think Doom Eternal, probably.
That's pretty bloody.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh, shit.
I mean, I'm just trying to think if any Mortal Kombat game that I've played is more gory than that. I don't think so, because I haven't played 11.
The damn game kept getting more and more gory the higher the number on the game. I mean, the finishing moves were just terrible, dude.
Yeah, this is the first one I've heard where people were like, this is maybe too much.
You might have stepped over the line a little bit on this one. Yeah, you're urinating on his cavity. No, I don't think so. Yeah.
That's a Mortal Kombat 14 is to just take a dump right through your mouth. And
Oh my God, those games, man. All right, this is a wager me and Hazel had. We talked about this a couple nights ago, and we're coming out with our statement for Black Lives Matter. He says, question for the show: cherry icy or frozen Coke? Also, there is a right and wrong answer. All right, Ben, what is it?
it's cherry icy.
Thank you.
Frozen Coke sounds disgusting.
Hell yes. Suck it, Hazel. Thank you.
My
Dude.
wife gets the frozen Coke, and I tried it, and it's not the worst thing, but a cherry icy is definitely better.
Dude, of course. Oh, and if I want to get a Coke, you know what's next to the slushy machine? A damn Coke. A damn tap with ice.
Man, Coke is a cruel mistress. Like, I love that orange vanilla Coke so much.
Yeah,
but I can't drink it. I have a weird deformed kidney that makes me get kidney stones super easily, so caffeine is a no for me.
Oh, that sucks, dude. I've had a kidney stone. Those are brutal, dude.
I had my first kidney stone when I was 13.
Damn.
Yeah, it was horrible. I was like, I am dying.
There you go. There's one thing that maybe not a lot of us know about you. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm deformed on the inside, and it's what's on the inside that counts.
Oh my God. Arisen Phoenix had another one. He says, is it weird that not wanting to buy new pants is my primary motivation to work out and get in shape?
Hell no, dude. That's exactly like, I have so many cool band shirts that I don't fit in anymore. So I'm like, I need to get thinner so I can wear all these cool shirts.
My answer is exactly the same. I have some kick-ass t-shirts and shirts in my closet that I won't get rid of because I know one day I'll lose the weight and get back in them.
That's the motivation, right?
It is.
You look at it when you go to get a new shirt, you're like, I'm going to fit into you again.
You'll look at it and you'll feel it and you're like, yeah, well, I'm going to look so good in this damn shirt. Oh, yeah.
So like right now, I'm right in between large and XL. Like sometimes buy an XL and it's too big. Sometimes buy a large and it's too small.
Right.
But I could, either one may fit me. So I've decided full blown just going to be buying larges only and just have to get in better shape so they fit.
That is ballsy, dude.
I'll have short shirts for a little while.
Oh man, that'll get you motivated.
Yeah.
See, I'm in Florida. I like loose stuff. I don't like anything tight. I'm a flip flop. No, I'm not a flip flops, but I don't wear flip flops. I hate flip flops, but I'll wear like sneakers without socks and or little sock, little insert socks or something. And I don't like anything tight on my body. It's when you're sweating your ass off in Florida all the time, you want things to air out.
Oh yeah, dude. So like moving to South Carolina, like I feel like I'm halfway between the humidity of Ohio and Florida. I will say, I'm sorry, Florida is a hellhole. No one should ever live there. It's too hot, too humid, and it rains all the damn time. What are you guys doing? But being here in South Carolina, I'm just like, in Ohio, I wore pants year round. Here, I'm like, no way in hell. I wear shorts 9 months out of the year.
It's nice. South Carolina's got to be gorgeous. I've been up there. It's very pretty.
And we're in upstate, so it's nice because it's pretty.
Are you close to the mountains?
We're like an hour and a half away from Asheville. So I live in Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh, nice,
So
dude.
we're like right by Asheville, North Carolina, and like It's really nice. It's quiet where we live too. I
Yeah.
really like it.
It's like country, but you're not far from the main highway. It's perfect.
Yeah, like I mean, I can go down to Greenville or Spartanburg and get everything that I need to get. It feels a lot like Ohio because I used to live right in between Akron and Canton.
Yeah.
And now I live in between Spartanburg and Greenville.
Dude,
so
you're in a great place. That's an awesome place to live.
20 minutes to either city, and I live in like a small, like it's just like a town.
That's awesome. Yeah, I tell people with Florida, June, July, August, September, that's your ticket. You got to get your ticket punched. If you make it through those 4 months, then you can brag the rest of the year how great October, November, December, January, February, and March are. Yeah. April and May is always a crapshoot. Sometimes you get some really shitty months. Just depends. But right now, which we're just now getting into our summer here, it's brutal. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean the winters here. I mean, in Ohio, they would have advisories where you shouldn't go outside because you're likely to get frostbite if you're out for longer than like 10 minutes.
Right.
Here, I was like, oh, I sometimes have to put on a hoodie underneath a light jacket.
I know, it's nice. You're in the perfect area, man, because you actually get seasons.
Yeah, it does. I mean, and like in the mornings in the wintertime, it's cold. It's like cold, like 34 or 40 degrees. It snowed like twice this year, but it doesn't stick. And everyone freaks out when it snows. They freaked out when it snowed, and then it was like literally flooding because there's so much rain, and they were like making fun of me for going home early so that way I didn't get stuck. I was like, you guys are crazy. It's a flood.
Guys, I'm from Ohio. Listen to me here. Come on.
Snow is nothing. Like, it's not sticking. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got a few more here. Let's see. Chubby Wizard. Question for the show. In the new season, do you think the Drifter is going to help us? Or do you think he is going to only be out for himself? I'm a big fan of the Drifter. His character and the story is one of the best in the game, in my opinion. I agree. I think he will help us, but he will be absolutely looking out for his cut. What do you think, Ben? You've seen the trailer. What do you think?
I think he's going to go in there and you guys are going to be like, yes, the Drifter is helping us. And then at the end, you found out he played you.
Oh, no.
He made you do some stuff that you shouldn't have done. And now Doritos are coming.
Someone said in another podcast today, I think it was Fireteam Chat. I love those guys. They're really funny. He says, yeah, the Drifter's gone. Now we got to bank our own moats. Let's go, guys. This is the next season. We're going to bank moats the whole season. And the other guys are like, oh, God, please, no. No, please don't let that be what's happening.
Bank those moats. I do love Gambit. I think Gambit is such a cool idea.
I like it. It's different. You know, I tell you the one game type I hardly play at all anymore is Strikes.
That was my bread and butter for a long time. Like I'm a strike boy. I just like grinded them out. I got that stupid fusion rifle that you had to do like a zillion strikes to get.
Yes.
Loaded question. That's what it is.
It's a great fusion, and it's got good range, and
I love that gun. Just like swap. You know, you take a shot, swap back to whatever you're doing, swap back to it, take another shot.
Yep. Too bad it's going to be sunset.
Wait, I can't use it anymore?
You can use it. It's just not going to go beyond like they have their.
Oh yeah.
You missed a couple twabs, but they're putting a lid on the light level now, and basically when you get a gun starting season 11, which is next season, you're going to have basically a year, and after a year, it won't be. You'll be able to use it like in Crucible or like patrols and stuff.
Yeah, like they did to all the broken exotics in D1.
Yeah. Oh God, you remember that? You had to re-get the 2.0 exotics. That was bullshit, dude.
Yeah, I really want to play Destiny 1 and just use the Pocket Infinity.
Oh yeah, that was a great gun.
At so many nights of private matches where we're just like laughing hysterically because everyone's using Pocket Infinity and just blowing each other away. Oh my gosh, I miss that.
It was hard to control, but if you got your thumbstick action down or your mouse, whatever, you couldn't. You couldn't play it on mouse, but if you had the joystick just right, you would own people with that gun.
And then, like when you would miss, it would just put the bullets back in.
That was
so,
great.
like, if you're terrible with it, you're just like blasting like all over the place.
I know, dude. It was awesome. Let's see here. Jealous again. Question for the show. Out of all the cartoons and TV shows you have watched, what would be your one superpower? I'm sorry. What would be your one What would be your one superpower of choice and why? Mine is speed, like superhero Flash, because speed and mass can defy physics. Just
Yeah, I could get down with some physics. I love that kind of stuff. I had a great physics teacher in college.
oh yeah, mine was hilarious.
Man, I have no idea. Like, I'm so bad with the superpowers thing because I think the only one I would pick is being able to like walk through walls or turn invisible just so I could steal money.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, what mine would be...
It's like the only thing that I could think of.
Mine would be, you know, with some of the superheroes, especially like X-Men would have where you could blink.
Yeah, like Nightcrawler and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would pick. I can't think of any that go back in time. If there was, I'd do that one. I can't think of
Chronica from Mortal Kombat 11.
How far back could she go? Is it just briefly, or could she go as far as she wanted? I can't remember.
I don't know. I didn't play the game.
I didn't either. But that's a great pull, man. I would have never guessed that. Good deal. Uncle Scumdeath. Oh, shit. Okay. If you could make a video game, what type of game would it be? No Destiny clones, Gator.
Oh, man. So if I could make a video game, I had this idea a long time ago, and feel free to steal it because I'm never, ever going to be able to get this made. You know that movie Memento?
Yes.
So how you're basically watching the end of the movie to the front of the movie?
Reversed.
I thought of doing think of like GTA 4, the open world that they had in that game, that size, and it's completely full of zombies. Okay. So the goal would be, the story is you basically are trying to eradicate New York City of all zombies, but it plays backwards. So the first level is the last zombie there. So it's just a tutorial. This is how you kill a zombie. So essentially the way it would work is as you progress, you're getting bigger and better weapons because logically, as you shoot more zombies, you run out of ammo for these things. They break, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So by the end of the story, you may just have your fists or like a bat, but by the beginning of the story, you have like helicopters and all this crazy stuff.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So the final mission is just like taking out mass amounts of zombies, and I figured that would be cool because then you could leave it open world, like once you beat the mission, and be like, now just go around this entire city and eradicate everything.
Wow.
Like that's how you like 100% the game would be doing that.
That's a great concept. That'd be pretty fun. I'd play that game.
I think it would be cool. It depends on, how you, obviously I don't have a good like storyline for it, but
that's what writers are for.
Yeah. I just want to walk around a GTA New York City and kill nothing but zombies and like go into buildings and stuff too.
Let's do, I got to answer. Shit. Oh yeah. It's not a Destiny game, but I'm a shooter guy. Excuse me. I'm a shooter guy, Scumdeath. What I really want to come back is I want a new Battlefield game to come back, but much more polished and much more like Call of Duty level polish. But I want the deep progression and with vehicles and guns and attachments and anything. And real world guns, nothing space age like Destiny. So I'm out of the Destiny clone characterization there. But I really hope that Battlefield games aren't dead. I really hope they come back with a really, really polished Battlefield game. That's what I would make if I had a choice. So.
See, I know a lot of people don't like this game, but I really liked Hardline. I thought that was super fun. Just like a cool twist on it. I
played it. And you could do graffiti and stuff on the walls. It's pretty cool. It was cops against bad guys.
Yeah, and like the grappling hooks and all that stuff, and like zip lining from building to building. I liked that game mode. It wasn't the most balanced thing in the world, but I thought it was fun.
I played a lot of it. I just couldn't get into it because, I mean, let's face it, Ben. Most of the Battlefield fans they want the military shooter game. I mean, yeah.
I was like, cops and robbers, that's sick. I've played one Battlefield in my life.
Exactly. So, yeah, the core audience and the core people who buy the Battlefield games every 3 years, they were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Cops and robbers.
Yeah. Man,
Battlefield. The problem with cops and robbers is, especially vehicles and guns and stuff, you can't get too crazy because it has to be realistic.
Yeah, the robbers can't have like a tank.
Yeah, and the cops can't have a javelin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot, no pun intended, on that game because they were very limited on how grandiose they could get with the weapons.
So if you had to apply a theme to your game, like it's Battlefield, but they skinned it as something else.
Okay. All right. I see where you're going.
Because I was thinking, I was like, it'd be cool to see like a Battlefield, but like picture if Western culture never died out.
Mm-hmm.
So like modern Western, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I guess it'd be sort of steampunky at that point, but that whatever.
That would be awesome, dude. Steampunk. That would be fun. Maybe with a modern flair or something.
Dude, cyber steampunk. That's where it's at.
There it is. That's my answer. Hell yeah. All right, let's do one more, and I'm gonna Ben. You see the pen questions. I'm gonna let you pick the last one, dude. You can't pick the last one because Hazel still hasn't got the poke your app down.
What food do you think completes a cookout? Mine is watermelon. This from Jellies.
Jealous. Yep.
Jealous. Sorry. I know you said it like a bunch of times already, and I was like, I can't remember how to say it.
Jealous and Uncle Scumdad had a ton of questions. I mean, they just flowed them in. So
completes a cookout. So it's not a cookout without this food.
I know what my answer is.
I know what I want the answer to be, but it is a cookout without it. It's just not a good one. Ribs.
Yeah, corn. I'm a Southern boy. It's corn on the cob for me, man.
You ain't got ribs. It's not a good cookout. But really, if there's no burgers, it's not a cookout.
Yeah, you got to have those. I mean, to complete the cookout, I would say corn on the cob. You can wrap it in foil, put it on the grill. That'd be perfect. Yeah, you can't. I'd have to say a good sirloin. You got to have a good sirloin in a cookout. You got to have that nice beef smell.
I used to know this guy who would just cook pork belly all the time at cookouts.
I bet you that smells awesome.
So, oh God, it's so good. And he was that kind of guy who's so proud of it. Like as he was cooking it, you know, like some of it would get cooked and he would just like cut off a little piece, like, come here, eat some of this. And you just be walking around feeding people pork belly all night. And you're just like, I love this.
Dude. Oh God. I'd probably be very overweight if I lived next to that guy. I'd be eating those pork bellies every day.
Pork belly, brisket.
Yeah,
there's
Warcry put a big giant brisket. He says he couldn't even get it in the was a slow cooker. He couldn't even get it in there. It was so big.
Man, I want to get a smoker like real bad.
Yeah.
I love barbecue. Like that was one of the best things about moving to the South. You're just like, oh my God, there's so much barbecue. The only barbecue we have in Ohio is a chain restaurant.
Oh.
So being able to be like mom and pop barbecue shops down here, oh my God.
There's barbecue everywhere in Florida. It's crazy, man.
All
the South.
You guys got all the like the Cuban foods and stuff too, which is cool.
There's a lot of good food here, man. I mean, there's a lot of variety. We go out to eat every night. We have all ethnic food, whatever we want. It's out there. So you got that. I'm sure you got that too there.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the biggest difference is like Mexican food and barbecue.
Yeah,
like there's like good Mexican places in Ohio, but
sure,
not a ton. But down here, it's like they're all fantastic. Yeah. And the thing I like about it is since there's actually like a decent Latino population here, it's not. It's not like white people hot. It's actually hot.
Right. I got you.
You know what I mean? Like in Ohio, everything is a little bit dulled down. It's hard to get some really spicy stuff.
Yeah.
And even like my neighbor down here owns a Mexican restaurant. And he's like, we're talking about how we like spicy food. And he's like, okay, so if you guys come down, like just say something and we'll like give you the hot stuff.
Nice.
And I was like, sick, dude. I love you.
It's hot food and at least the Orlando area is pretty watered down. You have to really look for good hot food. I have stomach issues, so I can't eat hot stuff. But
I like the heat, like right when it starts to make your lips kind of tingle.
Oh damn, that's hot.
Like I eat like hot stuff.
Jeez.
But
wow.
If you eat it enough, it doesn't hurt on the way out. Okay. You just have to work years of pain.
God, I don't know how you do that, man. Jeez.
I mean, like my mom, like her parents, I guess, My grandpa's is Mexican. I don't know. He's passed away, but he's Mexican. And my grandma's Puerto Rican, so she would always have to make him like insanely hot stuff.
God.
So the kind of baseline was a little bit higher than normal, and
you just got used to it.
Yeah, I just really like hot food.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, and you got another thing that you probably don't have in Ohio now that you're on the coast pretty much is you get seafood, really good seafood.
Yeah, but I don't like seafood.
No?
If it swims, I don't fucks with it.
Oh, dude.
But that and like my wife is like my wife and her family, like her dad's like a power lifter, like real man's man, and got into hot wing eating contests.
Oh, damn.
And then got my wife into them.
Oh. So
she doesn't like super hot stuff anymore, but she really likes hot wings in general. So we get hot wings a lot, and I'm a sucker for mango habanero, but they're always so incredibly hot.
Damn. No thanks. I'll pass.
The sweet heat though.
I know. I could taste that, but no.
Have you ever tried like strawberry jalapeno jelly or anything like that?
No, I've come close, but not strawberry. But
like any of the jalapeno jellies.
Yeah.
Like,
I've tried a few.
I love those. I mean, that's like a like pleasant spice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so sweet that it's like it's a little bit hot, but
no, that I can handle. It's just the stuff that where your tongue goes numb. No thanks.
Yeah, where you're like, let me just destroy my taste buds here.
There's a place here called Tijuana Flats. I'm sure I don't know if you have them up there or not, but it's a big chain here. It's Tex-Mex, and they have a hot bar. And my wife's she loves the hot food. Her stomach's like a damn cast iron pot, man. She can handle anything. I'm just the opposite. But one day I said, you know what? I've been watching that Hot Wings show on YouTube. Hot Ones. I love that show. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? F it. I'm going to go grab the hottest thing they got. Let's go. And I just dipped my chip into it and took a bite. And it didn't hit me all at once. It just kind of brewed. And then it hit me. I was like, I made a bad mistake. This is not good. Not good, dude.
We went to Firehouse Subs and they have all the hot sauce there.
Oh, yeah.
And my brother and I were just like, all right, let's just get like the hottest stuff that they have. Let's like fill up cups with it. And as we're walking out, he just like dips his finger and like takes a finger of like the hottest stuff they have.
Right.
And like 5 seconds later, I just hear him go, "Oh, fuck you."
Give me
Not
some
towards
milk.
me, just towards the hot sauce.
Right.
And we're outside about to get into the car, and the whole way home he's just like, "Oh my god, this sucks." And so we get home and I tried it. It's stupid hot. Like no one should be doing that.
Jeez, there's some stuff out there. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had about the same reaction, but my kids were around, so I didn't scream that.
Yeah, you held it in. Got you.
Yeah, it's just like, oh no, this is wrong. Don't do this.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for posting your questions tonight. We have some good ones tonight. I like them. If we did not get to your question tonight, we will get to it next week. We never skip a question. We've only done that one time, and I won't mention his name. But now is the time to add to our Spotify playlist. This is just a sample of what... Damn it, Mike. This is just a sample of what the two of us like to listen to here. And we invite you to listen to it as well. Just search for the Guardian Downcast playlist on Spotify, and it's now on iTunes as well. And for all you Apple guys out there. And we do have special links in our Discord, and I'll put it in our show notes as well if you want to follow it and see what we add every week. It's pretty fun. I think we've got like almost 24 hours of music, and I think we're almost at the 300 mark on songs. So, Mr. DetBenMalone, I've been looking forward to this for since the beginning of the show. What are your picks for this awesome playlist?
I picked two songs that should be outside the norm. I have a weird niche of music, I suppose. Most of my favorite bands I've seen playing in a basement.
Okay.
So this first band is Such Gold, and the song is Minstrels. And this band's really cool because they call their genre brain mosh, which is just to say that they're a punk rock band that does math rock kind of stuff.
I was thinking math rock, yeah, when you said that.
Yeah, but they do it really well because some bands make it very obvious that they're playing in an odd time signature, and Such Gold is one of those bands that slips it in, and you just don't notice that they've changed time signature on you.
Right. I got you.
So they're really cool.
I'm sure I'll remember that pick when I listen to it. I'll say, oh, that's Ben's.
It's fun. It's like a real fast song.
All right.
And then the other one, this is a band that they're from Sweden, and I had the joy of playing with them in Akron one time. They're called I Love Your Lifestyle, and this is like, I did a paper in college about this where the paper was called Not Your Grandfather's Tapping.
Okay.
So the way that they do tapping, like think about like guitar tapping, like Van Halen and stuff like that. It's not that at all.
Okay.
It's way more melodic, but I don't know. You have to listen to it.
Is it? Would you say it's like operatic rock, or I know Swedes like to do a lot of operatic rock.
It's like I hesitate to say emo because it turns a lot of people off.
Sure.
But it's like, I don't know, like alt rock. They use like clean guitars for the most part, like light distortion. They're just kind of like yelling, but they're such fun guys. The music is really fun. I put this on in the car with my kids and just like, they're loving it, just rocking out. Funny guys too.
Awesome.
We were doing like Swedish accents at them. And we're just like all like hanging out drinking and laughing, and I was like, guys, will you do an American accent? And they're like, no, we don't. Come on, we don't want to. And I was like, come on. They're like, no. And I was like, is it because y'all think we all talk like this? And they're like, yeah, we didn't know you don't talk like that. And they're all laughing.
Because everyone goes to that. They all think we're a bunch of Southern hicks.
Yeah, a bunch of cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. Especially not in Northeastern Ohio. It's like the lack of accent is our accent.
Yeah, definitely. My wife's from Indianapolis, so I get it. Dude, nice picks. I've been looking forward to your picks because you add one every week to the Potato Thumbs podcast. Yeah,
I just when they started their playlist, I think it was week 2. I wrote in and was like, "This is my pick," and just wrote them an email. And they're like, "Can he do that?" And Nips was just like, "I think he just did." So I've been doing it every week since then.
Well, I'm still trying to lobby their Discord, DeathRx Discord, to allow them to have 2 music choices per podcast because music could be shared, man. It needs to be shared, and the more the better. So, as Admiral Lips would say, "Oh, we'll get there eventually. We're not in a hurry." All right, fine. All right.
They got a lot of songs. We're on day 2 now.
Yeah, they're on their second playlist. They do 24 hours and then they cut it off and go to their next playlist. It's really cool. Jay just missed it. He almost was the first song. He just missed it. He was on the very tail end of the last one.
Yeah. I was mad they wouldn't give me the first song of the new playlist. I was like, can I get the first one? Because that's going to change what I pick if it's the first song. And they were like, we don't know. And I was like, fine, here's a different song.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Song Nazis. Anyway, I'll have to bleep that out. Anyway.
Kid, what do you got?
I was under a little pressure tonight because I know who my guest was, so I want to make sure I had some picks that weren't just stupid. My first pick, this was from one of my favorite songs from this group. It's an indie rock group from Austin, Texas. They formed in '93. The song is a great listen if you want a little pick-me-up in the morning. It's from their 2014 release, They Want My Soul. It's Spoon with their song, Do You. Really great song, really melodic, and it was popular. It's one of their popular songs, but I was going through all their songs on Spotify the other night, and I was like, I just got to put this one in. It's just such a good song.
I mean, the popular ones are popular for a reason.
Exactly. And I like Spotify because they'll put how many people have downloaded it or followed it, so it gives you a good indication of how many people really like the song. So iTunes doesn't do that; they just list them.
No, failed astronaut still sitting under 2,000 on Spotify for all the songs, so
really?
It doesn't tell you everything. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, this song had like 44 million follows. It was crazy, man. Just crazy shit.
Sorry, under 1,000. That's the parameter for it.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone go play that record a lot. Play it while you sleep.
Dude, I'm telling you, I like that. I like that album. For my second pick, this was a Canadian rock group formed in Toronto, Ontario in 1998. It's one of my favorite groups with their all syntho powerful guitars, and they have just awesome melodies. This is from my favorite album from them. It's Fantasies. It's Metric with one of their sleeper songs called Sick Muse. This entire album is fantastic from beginning to end. This is one you can put on when you lay down in bed at night, and just every song is fantastic. So,
Yep. Metric is one of those bands that I had heard of like a while ago, like around high school, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you know those bands that like you hear about and you just hear the name so many times, but you never get around to listening to them.
Right.
So this is if you're picking it as the Metric song, I'm gonna have to give it a try.
Sick Muse is it's not their most popular song, but I listened to the album Fantasy so many times that this song was the one I always kept going back to. So yeah, let me know what you think, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I think this calls for a bonus song. You don't mind, Hazel, do you?
I report you for being a cheating bastard.
Good deal. I didn't think you'd mind, Hazel. For my bonus pick, it's none other than Failed Astronauts. It's from their 2018 album, Brick Thrower, and it's one of my favorites of the album. I listened to all the songs, and because I wanted to get a good representative sample of all the songs and be able to easily pick the song I wanted. But they were all really good. But the one I kept going back to was your first cut. It's Bag of Cats versus Box of Rocks. Man, I fumbled the shit out of that. My pick. This is the song I always kept coming back to. It's Bag of Cats versus Box of Rocks. Man, did you do the guitar work on this too?
Yeah, I did the guitar, the bass. I mean, this was the album that I wrote everything on. Because I just wrote it by myself and then got people together to play it.
The guitar licks just kept bringing me back, dude. And it looks like you overlap two guitars in the song. Is that true?
Yeah, there's two guitar parts on it.
Oh,
so
man.
It's any music nerds out there, that song is in 11/8. So it's like a measure of 5 and a measure of 6.
Shit, I'm trying to think of that. I can read music. 11/8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back and forth.
Damn,
and then
dude.
It's like, I don't know, it's like 2, I don't know, I hesitate to call it 11/8. It's like 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 5.
Okay.
Do you know the band Protest the Hero?
It sounds familiar.
They're this like wild metal band, but I was listening to them and I was trying to figure out how to play one of their songs, and that's how I ended up writing that, because I played the wrong chord, and I couldn't remember the rhythm that they did, so I was just kind of like jamming out weird rhythms to try and copy it, and it just came up with a different rhythm, and that song was born.
Maybe that's the hook of that first part of that song where the guitars are overlapping. It's the rhythm. It's a really good hook. It's a smooth groove, man. I can't explain it. But just the combination of the guitars melting into each other and bouncing off of each other, I loved it, dude. That was a great song.
Some jazz chords, man.
That must be it. And it's a pop punk song. I mean, come on. And you got jazz chords in it.
Honestly, like there's another music nerd thing, a ninth chord, so sexy. It is like the coolest sounding thing in the world. The whole record is like a direct result of me learning how to play jazz guitar.
Dude.
So
yeah, seventh chord's the happy chord. So ninth, what's ninth? More like a maudlin or
so ninth would be, it's just the second degree of the scale tacked on top, and it to me, I'm always think of that as the sexiest chord.
Okay. I'll have to listen to that when I listen to
seventh chords are smooth, ninth chords sexy.
Okay. I'll have to listen to that one next time. I'll listen to the song again. And I listened to the I put the podcast playlist on random on shuffle, and I get all different songs when I'm in the shower usually. That's why I like listening to it. Anyway, hey, I think we got it, man. I think we got a podcast. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we go. Just a quick reminder that we now have a Destiny 2 clan, and Hazel and I invite you to be a part of it. It's just fun getting together, doing raiding or Crucible or whatever we decide to do. This week it was Gambit because Warcry was trying to reset his I don't even know what that's called, infamy, or I can't.
Yeah, I kept thinking Valor, and I'm like, it's not that.
No, it's not that. Infamy or something. I can't believe I don't remember what it is. Anyway, he had to get another reset. He was trying to get, and Larry, Larman Kentucky, another buddy of mine, he was just one thing away from getting his Dredgen title, and that was he had to bank 75 motes without dying, and we were like guarding his ass the whole game. And of course, we went up against a sweaty team who was launching truth rockets at him, and We had to take a couple hits for him, but it was a lot of fun, dude. When he finally got it, I mean, he was ecstatic. It was great moment. So
What's the that triumph where you have to? It's like everybody has to dunk 20 at like the same time. Or something?
It's really hard. I haven't done it yet. It's where
it's a pro strat.
You have to send in. You have to all have the armor, the invader armor. Is it invader armor? Where you send an actual super blocker over? Because 20 is a super. He's like a super large blocker. It's like I think it's like an ogre, shoots a beam at everybody. I don't know if you've ever seen one, dude. That's the nastiest thing ever.
Oh, we tried like that as our main strategy for a while when Gambit came out, and like getting it done to you sucks, and doing it to other people, you're like, it's auto win. It's
almost game over if they do that to you. It's just there's no way you can kill them fast enough.
Come back from 4 ogres.
No, exactly. So, but that's what we were doing this week. So if you guys are interested. We do have a link in our Discord under GDC Destiny 2 Clan if you want to request to join. And, of course, I'll put it in the show notes as usual. It's Guardian Downcast, or DOWN is our call signs. Thanks. Everyone, if you like what you listened to tonight, hit that share button for us, if you would, please. We appreciate everyone who listens to our little podcast. And if you like what you listen to, share it. I don't do that enough myself, so it's pretty cool. Mr. DetBenMalone has come to that part of the show where I ask, where can everybody find you? I've already mentioned a lot of your stuff at the beginning, but do you want to repeat it again?
Yeah, I have a podcast. It's called Barely ADS. We started as a Destiny podcast, and now we just do gaming news. I have another podcast, part of our Patreon thing, which, by the way, if you don't want to subscribe to our Patreon podcasts are just a month later on our regular feed. Right. And that podcast is called Bads Rad Dads. And if it's just 2 dads talking about anything rad, which is mostly skateboarding and bikes, but we talk about music and a bunch of other stuff. Awesome. You can find me everywhere at DetBenMalone. If you see me on PlayStation, I'm just playing Bloodborne. I was trying to think of a game to invite me to play, but I don't play any multiplayer games on PS4.
Gotcha.
So find me on PC. If you play PC, hit me up in Discord and tell me that you want to take me through Last Wish so I can get my 1,000 voices.
There you go.
I'm a competent raider, I promise.
Good deal, man. Hey, I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight, dude. I've had a blast, dude.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun talking to you, and I really enjoyed it. We got to get you on Bads.
I know that's you guys. You Quack and
Zan
Fan 711. Jeez, I'm losing it, man. Zan. Yeah, you 3 just gel together, and if you bring in a guest, it just messes the mojo up. So I get it, man. I totally get it. You guys have done it for so long. You're on what, episode 175 this week?
Yeah, that was the blackout one, which is weird because I don't know. For a second, I was like, should we not call that 175? And I was like, that's stupid. Just the next one's 176. If anyone ever asks, we'll just be like, oh, it's the blackout one.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, dude. It's a great podcast. I love listening to it, and it's a great place to just get just the latest rundown on the news on gaming in general. Something we just don't have time to do here. I mean, it's great. It's a great compliment. So,
yeah, if you want to hear people talk about games that they're playing that probably came out like 4 years ago,
like EverQuest 2.
EverQuest 2 is like that came out in the 70s, I think.
That's Zan's game, man. He loves that game.
Yeah, I mean, we try and play like some more modern stuff, and like when we do, I'm always like really excited. Like Fallen Order, we were real quick on, and Outer Worlds, but we just talk about the games that we're currently playing, and especially I've been enjoying, despite all the terrible things that have happened because of COVID. The backlog summer is in full effect, and I'm having a blast going back through old stuff.
Yeah, good deal, man.
Yeah, and check out our YouTube. We got Let's Plays. I guess, is that a thing still? Whatever. Me and Steve sit down together, and I play Control, and he talks to me about Control.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah, man.
We got that up, and probably some more YouTube stuff in the future.
Yeah, it's a great channel. You guys got to check it out. And it's barely ADS, right?
Yep. We're still trying to get 100 subscribers, so that way we can do a /barely ADS as our YouTube.
Right. I got you, man. I got you. Let's see. You guys can find me via the Twitter at Todd the Gator. You can also find me on YouTube, Steam, and PS4 as Gator, all caps, GATR_ in between, and Gator Space GDC on Xbox. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, anywhere you find a podcast. You should be able to find us there. You can also email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast for show questions or whatever you want to talk to us about. You know what? Or you can just do all the above by visiting guardiandowncast.com for all the details. We have a great bunch of gamers in our Discord as well. Just search for Guardian Downcast and I'll post a Discord invite in our show notes. And now we can't leave the show without our resident crazy uncle from across the pond. It's Scum Death's Corner. Hey, Lee, what's up this week, buddy?
Hello, and welcome to Scum Death's Corner. I'm sat out in the sun with my family, and I would just like to ask them if they love me or not. Do you love me?
No. Yes. Yeah. Oh.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Cheers. Stay safe.
Good deal, man. We really appreciate you putting those in every week. Do you want to say something, Ben?
Oh, no, I messed it up.
Timing was off. Oh, I got you, man. Geez. Well, hey, just one thought before we go. Before you can judge someone or assume you know them or their racial stereotype, remember this. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has their unique story, including you. So please be kind to one another.
Delightful!
And thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Goodbye.
Hey, happy anniversary, Hazel. Happy 10 years, buddy. You are such a pro, dude. I was really worried Hazel wasn't here tonight. I was gonna have to run the ship by myself, and thank you, man. You made that so easy for me.
No problem. I mean, two-person shows are not easy to do either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I respect you guys for being able to be like, nope, there's just two of us. I started doing interviews in college when we would have bands from around the area, from Jersey and stuff, coming up to Ohio, and they would record like 2 songs in my buddy's basement, and we would shoot video and put it up online, and then I would interview them afterwards. And holy crap, interviewing is not easy.